Financial services, only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. You've waited long enough.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties.
Council.
Why you can and you should grow your own food forest. That's coming up on This Land of Ours.
Whether at your local green market, corner grocery store, or neighborhood restaurant, you're supporting your community when you buy local.
Food grown right here by Florida farmers doesn't need to be shipped as far.
That saves fuel and cuts emissions.
Buying local is more than just supporting area businesses and growers.
It's buying fresh, wholesome, and delicious food for your family.
Products you trust from people you trust.
Fresh from Florida.
Good for the environment.
Good for the economy.
Good for you.
This report brought to you by your Beef Checkoff. Get to know how your checkoff helps build consumer demand at mybeefcheckoff.com.
Food forests are a collection of productive trees and plants set up in such a way that they can help one another thrive and eventually provide an abundance of food that's absolutely free, I might add, for years to come. Food forests are designed to be low maintenance because most of the flora in these systems are either perennial plants or self-seeding annuals. So other than setting up, there's little work to be done after that. Other than supplying you and your family with plenty of food, the food forests also serve other purposes such as wildlife habitat, firewood, mulch, shade, and low-maintenance lawns. The key to a successful food forest is having good, nutrient-rich soil. Unlike vegetable gardens or grass lawns, no fertilizer or organic compost is required, and it won't be necessary to weed, water, or replant anything. Forests handle these issues themselves, dropping leaves, twigs, branches, and even entire trees to feed the soil life, which in turn creates fertile, rich soil to grow new trees and plants. Trees prevent evaporation and transpire water into the atmosphere to keep things moist. And knowing that you won't be using any harmful chemicals, pesticides, or other materials, except for the earth itself, you can guarantee a much healthier food product once that forest starts producing. I'm Kathy Isom, Southeast AgNet.
The very best in quality is Captain T's upholstery.
Hey, this is Dan. Let me ask you a few questions. Does your boat look better with the cover on? Has your car's interior seen its better days? Stop using a towel to cover up those rips in the golf cart. Isn't it about time you had it restored to better than new with a custom upholstery from Captain T? Captain T's upholstery has been right here in Ocala for nearly 20 years, so they know how to make your ride one of a kind. Whether you want to take that classic ride back to a factory look or put your favorite sports team front and center, Captain T's upholstery is who to call. 352-369-1810. That's 352-369-1810. Or stop by their location, 5030 South Pine Avenue in Ocala, just past the drive-in. And of course, don't forget to visit them on the web, CaptainTUpholstery.com.
The very best in quality is Captain T's upholstery.
Next Generation MD is the future of healthcare now. Listen in the first and third Thursday at 10 a.m. to learn how the future in PRP treatments are here in our area. Find out the many ways that Dr. Juan Jordan, MD, Charles Brooks, NP, and case manager Mark Shaw have brought the family medicine practice to a new level. Hear from the very people that benefit from the fine work they have done in this field. Next Generation MD every first and third Thursday at 10 a.m. here on WOCA 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. The Source.
It's graduation time, and that means lots of celebrations and parties.
Call 861-0011 right now and have Honey Baked Ham prepare your party platters and meals.
Then you, the graduate, friend, and family have time to kick back and enjoy the day.
Honey Baked Ham is located on Southwest 27th Avenue, right behind Best Buy in Ocala.
Call 861-0011.
Pick up and enjoy.
With Honey Baked Ham, every day is a celebration.
Boy, are we living in the days where it is massive news story after massive news story every day. Roger Eugene Ailes, president of Fox News, founder of Fox News, CEO of the Fox television station group, the consultant for Richard Nixon, Ronald Reagan, George H.W. Bush, Rudy Giuliani's first mayoral campaign, helped brief Donald Trump with the debate preparation, and so much more has passed away. The news broke about a half an hour ago, and I want to spend some time there. Roger Ailes, right now.
I will make a stand. I will raise my voice. I will hold your hand. 'Cause we have won. I will beat my drum. I have made my choice. We will overcome. 'Cause we are
The fusion of entertainment and enlightenment. This is the Glenn Beck Program.
Statement has just been released by Elizabeth Ailes, Roger Ailes' wife. I am profoundly sad and heartbroken to report that my husband, Roger Ailes, has passed away this morning. Roger was a loving husband to me, to his son, Zachary, and a loyal friend to many. He was a patriot, profoundly grateful to live in a country that gave him so much opportunity to work hard, to rise, and to give back. During a career that stretched over more than 5 decades, his work in entertainment and politics and news affected the lives of many millions. We mourn his death and we celebrate his life. Could this month be any more impactful? Every day, it seems, there is something massive that is happening. Roger Ailes and I had a very interesting relationship. And I will tell you that I am torn, as Roger Ailes is one of the biggest tutors in my life, and one of the biggest disappointments in my life. Roger was a tremendous performer and chameleon. He could be whoever he needed to be at the time, whoever he was around. He was a brilliant, brilliant man. And I truly believe, I could be wrong, because he was such a great performer, I truly believe I saw the best side of him. In private conversations, I really liked him. The side of him that I saw, I really liked. The side of him that I saw come out towards the end, I despised and couldn't get away from fast enough. He was a very dangerous man. And I think he knew that. I know he knew that. But I think it bothered him. I think Roger and I had a relationship that honestly, when I left Fox, we had a gun to each other's head. I'm the only one to have left Fox with minimal damage. As he said, "You're not leaving here. Nobody leaves here." I said, "I am." And because I had my own PR department, because I had my own radio show completely disconnected from him and Fox, because I kept my whole staff in my office and not in their office, we did some things right that had never been done before, and it really made Roger upset because he couldn't get his thumb on me. The one thing I learned at Fox early on, and I thought early on that it was a good thing, I would say, you have so many opportunities, have you thought about doing X, Y, and Z? And people would say, "Oh no, I could never leave here. I could never leave Roger. I owe him too much." I always thought that was really nice and loyalty, and he really could mentor you. As I found out within my first year, I'm not sure that's exactly what everybody meant. I think Roger would, and did, find out the dirt on pretty much everybody, and then put his finger down on you, and he would control you. one of the reasons why I said no to him 3 times, and I didn't want to go to work at Fox News. At the time, we were talking about doing something and creating something for HBO. And I wanted to get out of news. And Roger had called several times and finally met with me in Rupert Murdoch's dining room. And I said, he said, what is it about the more money and the bigger ratings that we're offering you that you don't seem to be interested in? And I said, Roger, you're very smart. You're very smart. But watching you, I know what you do. And I said, you collect curiosities and you put them in a cabinet. And I said, right now, I'm a curiosity. And I said, I would probably do the same thing if I were you. Anybody who could make a name for themselves outside of my empire, if I had your money, I probably would say, you know what, bring him in here. And then we'll just set him on the shelf and we can bring him out when we need him. I said, I'm not going to be kept in somebody's cabinet. I remember the first month when I still really believed that we were on the same team. He had something called the brain room. We've never talked about this before. He had something called the brain room. And little did I know what that brain room was really for. And he had talked about, let me put that through the brain room. And this is when I saw the good side of Roger Ailes. I saw the patriot. I saw the guy who would use his resources for good. Somebody who was really a genius, truly a genius. And he would say, let's put this through the brain room. And we were talking about the border and everything else. And if you remember one episode early on at Fox, I talked about the border. And I said, I made a promise to these families down at the border that we would tell your story. I said, couldn't get the resources at CNN. I said, but the resources are here. And the cavalry is coming. That never materialized because it wasn't in the agenda. But the brain room had helped me on so many different things because we were looking at such complex figures. And what the brain room was, former cops, former investigators, IT people, you name it. And what they did was they would do research. Now, I thought they were doing research for all of us. Roger had given me access to an email and said, just send it to the brain room. Okay, I thought everybody did that. Well, I also was somebody who appreciates when people are doing hard work. And so they had just done something, I don't remember what it was, but they had tracked down something for me. And so I went into my office and I got a whole bunch of swag. I got a whole bunch of Glenn Beck stuff and, books and t-shirts and polos and caps and everything else. And I just brought boxes of stuff to Fox that day. And I went down into the basement where somebody had told me where the brain room was. And it was just down this one hallway. And it had a combination lock on the door. And a peephole. And I knocked on the door or rang the doorbell. And it opened like a crack. And the guy inside said, "Hey, Mr. Beck. How can we help you?" And I said, "Hey," it was weird, awkward. "Hey, I just got a bunch of stuff here and I just wanted to give it to you guys and personally thank you for all of your help." And he's like, okay. And he kind of looked around behind him. The door was still open. I couldn't see really into the room. The door was open just a little crack. And he's like, okay, well, you know what? Our boss just walked out. I said, I just want to just shake everybody's hand and thank them. And he's like, okay, quick, come on in. He opens up the door and I bring the box of stuff in and I shake everybody's hand and I see this pretty impressive room and a whole bunch of people in there. And I'm like, hey, I just want to thank you guys. And so what is it you guys do here? And they were like, oh, we just, stuff like you. And I'm like, oh, that's great. Well, thanks, guys. I leave. That was the last time I was allowed to even discuss the brain room. The brain room was the private division of Mr. Ailes. So when people said, I owe Roger too much, I believe that to be true. I'd like to check with my attorneys before I tell you another reason why I believe that. But it was a scary place. Roger was a very, very powerful man. There are reasons that I have said very little about leaving Fox, and it has only spilled out in dribs and drabs. He's a very powerful man, or was. You did not take on Roger Ailes. When I left Fox, we each had a gun to each other's head. I knew, because I had started the Blaze, and I knew that we had such power, and Roger knew I was smart and effective, and I also knew his power, that we walked out of the room the last time kind of smiling with little finger guns pointed at each other, figuratively, saying, we're going to play nice together, right? Right? We're not going to hurt each other, right? Because it would be bad for the country if we decide to attack each other. He knew that he could absolutely destroy me, but he also knew I would put chinks in the armor at Fox if we wanted to. I didn't think it was the right thing to do because I thought Fox did good, and I knew that there's nobody else. And you start taking Fox down, there's nobody else, as we are now seeing.
And they did a few things, like insinuate that you'd been fired.
All of the things that
all
the things that you heard about me that were, Glenn Beck was fired. Those all came from Fox. But let's concentrate on Roger, on the good things and the bad things. Those were the bad things. Roger could be a very wicked man. However, he was unbelievably likable. And when I said I think I saw the real Roger Ailes, I could be wrong. But Roger and I, from the very beginning, had some things in common. He was an optimist from Ohio. He was a guy who believed in the American people to an extent. He was a guy who I think at one time really wanted to do good. And I think he made his choice, maybe back in the 70s, that power is important and that you have to make compromises for power. And quite honestly, I think it bothered him to see me not make compromises. He tried to get me to compromise. I walked into his office one time, and I had found out that his brain room and a private investigator were doing investigations, looking into me, trying to find a thumb hold. And it was right after Restoring Honor. And my wife and I, who had already had people go through our garbage cans, laughed. Go ahead. I mean, guys, you can just knock on the door. I mean, we'll show you everything you need. Want to see our bills? Want to see, prescription drug bottles? I'll show you whatever you want. I'm clean. I'm open. And Roger called me to his office, and he said, there's a lot of people that would like to see you fall. And I said, oh, I know. And he said, and there are a lot of people that are doing investigations on you. And I looked at him and I said, I know. And he reached down and he put a stack of probably about a foot tall of files on his desk that he had pulled out from his credenza behind him. And he put his hand on it. People are searching for everything on you. Now, I contend there was nothing but blank paper in that stack. And I had absolutely no fear because I know who I am. And I said, I know. Then he made the hair stand up on my neck. As he kind of just petted this stack, he said, you have such a good wife. And I said, yes, I do. And I moved up in my seat. And he said, it's always a shame when a man hurts his wife. And I said, yes, it is. And that's why nothing like that has ever happened. And then we went into a stare down for about 30 seconds. And he broke his gaze. He picked up his stack and he said, I know. And he put that away and he said, I'm just telling you to be careful. If I didn't know who I was, it would have destroyed. If I wasn't clean, it would have destroyed me. How can a guy say or do things like that and then you still have respect for him? Let me tell you, he was diametrically opposed to himself, and I think miserable in some ways when he allowed himself to reflect on it. Because let me tell you the amazing things about Roger Ailes and how he's affected your life, and you didn't even know. In a second. First, our sponsor this half hour is Blinds.com. If you've been, looking for a spring cleaning and a spring home makeover, don't push it off anymore. The team at Blinds.com will take care of you and your home. Their customer service is the best. And if you accidentally mismeasure or pick the wrong color, they'll remake your blinds for free. They'll even send you free samples and make sure that everything looks as good as in person as it does online. Every order gets free shipping. If you say, I'm not sure about the color, I'm not sure about the texture, I'm not sure about the wood or the fabric, whatever it is, window shades, shutters, drapes, blinds, they'll send it to you in advance. And if you mismeasure, if something's not right, they'll recut it free because they want to make it as easy for you as possible. Blinds.com right now. Save up to 40% on select brands at Blinds.com. Plus, save an additional 5% with the promo code Beck. You're almost at 50% savings. Blinds.com. 40% on select brands. Promo code Beck gets you an additional 5%. Blinds.com. Promo code Beck. Rules and restrictions do apply. It's Blinds.com.
You're listening to the Glenn Beck Program.
The Glenn Beck Program.
I will beat my drum. I have made my choice. We will overcome. 'Cause we have won.
Mercury.
I wish these bags under my eyes would just go away. If that sounds like you every morning, you're not alone. Bags and puffiness under the eyes are a problem for millions of American men and women. Until now, introducing the new Genucell Serum with plant stem cell technology from Chamonix. Susan from New Jersey wrote, I've been using Genucell for a couple of months. The puffiness around my eyes is gone. Even the crow's feet and small lines have disappeared and haven't come back. I love your product. I use it under my eyes, around my cheekbones, and on my eyelids. It's not only Susan. My wife Lisa loves it. Look, if you have two small kids like we do, you're dealing with a lack of sleep occasionally, you're going to get puffiness under the eyes. With instant effects, you'll see results within the first 12 hours guaranteed or your money back. Chamonix has extended their amazing Mother's Day sale. Call now and get a free month supply with your order and a free upgrade to express shipping. Call 800-577-8709, 800-577-8709. Order today and Chamonix will include a surprise luxury gift absolutely free. 800-577-8709, 800-577-8709.
A replacement driver has been named for Almirola, and All-Star Weekend kicks off tonight in Charlotte. I'm Kyle Rickey. Those stories are next on NASCAR Today, midday.
Hey, this is Dylan Hart Jr., and I know the importance of communication. So when it came to selecting equipment for my team, I chose Racing Electronics.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. will win! Oh, yeah!
And so should you. With Racing Electronics, you can listen to all the raw, unfiltered, heat-of-the-moment communication between drivers and the crews.
I love you, man. Thank
enhancing your experience.
Unbelievable!
And putting you right in the middle of the action. Go to racingelectronics.com to rent a scanner or FanVision, or see Racing Electronics and FanVision trackside at every NASCAR race.
You gotta go big in the Xfinity Series. Big on speed, big on risk, and definitely be big on cojones. Big races net you big wins. Big wrecks get you a big spotlight, but not a bigger one than getting that big W. Because going big is how you get to the big leagues. And if you ain't up for going big, you might as well go home. The NASCAR Xfinity Series on Fox and FS1. Names are made here.
Richard Petty Motorsports has announced that Regan Smith will replace Eric Almirola in the team's 43 car this week, while Almirola continues to recover from a compression fracture to his T5 vertebrae that he received in an accident at Kansas Speedway last Saturday. Smith will debut in the car in Saturday night's Monster Energy Open in hopes of qualifying for the Monster Energy All-Star race later that night. Almirola will provide a further update to the media on Friday morning. And All-Star Weekend begins tonight in Charlotte with a pair of practice sessions for tomorrow night's NASCAR Camping World Truck Series race. 33 trucks are on the entry list, including last week's Kansas winner, Kyle Busch. Here are the North Carolina Education Lottery 200 tomorrow night here on MRN, beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Kyle Rickey. This is NASCAR Today Midday on the Motor Racing Network.
You're listening to the Glenn Beck Program.
You know, there were two Roger Ailes that I knew. And one was the guy who sat behind the desk and was the guy who made Mr. Potter look like a Girl Scout.
Mr. Potter from It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, he was a dangerous man. There was that guy, and then there was the guy who would say, "Come on over here and sit on the couch." After he would do something like that, and he would realize, I didn't win here, he would break. And I want to tell you the story of how I really first saw that break on probably one of the most important days of my life that you don't even know. Most important day of my life, or at least most important day of my career. And the key was Ronald Reagan. And I'll tell you that story when we come back.
The Glenn Beck Program. Mercury.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. The day after the former FBI Director Robert Mueller is named to oversee a Russia probe, former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn's attorneys say he will not honor a subpoena. This according to a top Republican on the Senate Intelligence Panel.
The Justice Department was looking into Flynn beginning in November of last year over his Turkish contacts. This information about the FARA investigation or Justice Department investigation was known to members of the Trump team, and they did not consider it at that time a disqualifier.
Fox's Catherine Herridge. Parts of the nation's heartland bracing for more severe storms just days after being hit.
46-year-old Eric Gavin is identified as the man killed in northwest Wisconsin by a tornado that tore through Barron County.
The glass exploded at me and the roof came off.
Over 2 dozen injured there.
Fox Radio's Jeff Manasso, a tornado killing one person in Elk City, Oklahoma. Fox News, we report, you decide.
For me, it was the big S-Class from the 90s. Beautiful. My friend's dad had one.
The SL. All of the SLs. I've been watching those since I was a kid.
I think the 1971 SE was the first Mercedes that just blew me away.
Everyone remembers the first time they saw one, and the day they began to long for a Mercedes-Benz of their own. Well, that day may be a lot closer than you think. With a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz, you can experience the luxury, the unparalleled safety, the performance, and the style Mercedes-Benz is famous for at a price you can afford. Beautiful SUVs, sedans, coupes, and convertibles that are factory certified and covered by an unlimited mileage warranty for up to 3 years, so you can drive without a worry for as far as you like. And during the certified pre-owned sales event going on now through May 31st, you can receive 2 years of complimentary prepaid maintenance and special financing available through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services, only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. You've waited long enough.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties.
Council.
Whether you're building it up or knocking it down, get it done, rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals is here to make your job a little easier. Our knowledgeable staff will help you find the right equipment for any job, big or small. Did you know that Sunbelt Rentals carries heaters, air conditioners, generators, lighting, traffic control, and so much more? So whether you're building it up or knocking it down, we've got the equipment you need. Get it done, rent it now. And right now, for a limited time, you can have it for less. Just by mentioning this ad, if you rent it Friday afternoon, you can keep it the whole weekend and only pay for 1 day. But this is a limited time offer, so stop into Sunbelt Rentals today, Northwest 27th, just a quarter mile east of I-75. For more information, just give us a call, 352-369-9101. 352-369-9101. Sunbelt Rentals. Get it done, rent it now. 352-369-9101.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accidents. This Thursday, partly sunny, breezy in the afternoon, high mid-80s at the coast, 92 inland. Partly cloudy Thursday night. There can be a shower in spots near the coast early on. Lows in the upper 60s inland, mid-70s at the coast. Partial sunshine for Friday with a couple of showers. The high 85 at the coast, 93 inland. Saturday, clouds and sun with an afternoon thunderstorm. High 86 at the coast, 92 inland. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
WOCA gets results.
We'll get advertisers just because they saw the success of the help we gave to a nonprofit. That's what I like.
The Marion County Literacy Council.
Vets Helping Vets, the Arnett House, Habitat for Humanity. And what goes around comes around. So many great advertisers have chosen WOCA to advertise their services and their products simply because they saw the power during a public service campaign.
WOCA gets results.
Hey Ocala, this is Kelly Hart, Executive Editor of Ocala Magazine. Did you know last year Ocala Magazine won more awards in excellence than any other publication in Florida? And this year, Ocala Magazine was named Best Consumer Magazine in the state. Now you can join me every Friday at 10 a.m. on Ocala Magazine Radio, where we bring the pages of Ocala Magazine to life, right here on The Source. Ocala Magazine thanks you for making us number one. And remember, there is only one Ocala Magazine.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to tune in to the first and third Thursday of the month at 11 a.m. to learn about the latest advances in healthcare available right here at home. Ocala Regional Medical Center and Strive have teamed up to bring the most qualified medical professionals on the air to answer your questions and bring information to help you in your decisions concerning your health. Again, that's the first and third Thursday. Health matters.
This is the Glenn Beck Program.
Roger Ailes dead at 77 years old. So many stories. I could fill the whole day with Roger Ailes stories because he affected you in ways that you just don't even know. He, in his life, he produced a Tony Award-winning show. He produced, or was responsible for giving birth to sitcoms and all things that you just don't know. He's 29 years old and he's producing the Mike Douglas show, the stuff that he taught Reagan, the stuff that he taught, unfortunately, Nixon. The things that he taught me are remarkable, just remarkable. But as I said, there's a double edge to him. And a story I don't think I've told outside of my inner circle. It was probably the most important day of my career. And it was it began the day that Gabby Giffords was shot. And you have to go back in time and think about what was happening at the time. This was at the apex of look, they're trying to, this rhetoric is going to get people killed and they're trying to start a war and they're yada, yada, yada. And everything was being blamed on anybody who said anything about the president. And it was me and Sarah Palin who were at the point of the spear. And I was sitting in a Broadway show, and about halfway through, my security came in and passed their phone down the aisle. It made them very popular. Could you pass this to that guy down there? Mm-hmm. They passed their phone to me, and on it, it just had the story, Gabby Giffords shot in the hospital. And I looked at my wife, and I said, the whole world's about to change. At least ours is. That Monday, I got a call from Roger Ailes. I want you in my office, 3 o'clock Thursday. I'll never forget this. Joel Cheatwood came to my office, who was still working for Fox, and he said, you're dead. You're dead. Roger was trying to get his thumb on me and trying to control me and trying to have something, and he couldn't find any dirt on me, and he needed me to owe him. And he's like, you go in there and you are either going to have to fold or he's going to fire you and your career will be over, because they'll fire you, but they'll quietly say, yeah, well, I think, Beck was kind of responsible for the Gabby Giffords, that rhetoric, we can't have that. That would have destroyed me forever. Literally, I reached out to one very powerful friend who had run in these circles before. And he said, you are dealing with, that's the first time he had said that he really knew Roger really well and had experiences with him, and said, you are running in circles, Glenn, you have no idea. And then he said in the middle of the conversation, you're having a heart attack, aren't you? Are you okay? And I'm like, what the hell are you even talking about? You need to get to a hospital right away. And I finally got it. What he was saying was, don't tell anybody, but you have to go someplace for medical reasons, because you will not survive this conversation. I thought about it. I went to my wife and I said, we're living a freaking movie. Do we have passports with other names on it? Is some safety deposit box in Switzerland too? This is crazy. We decided, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to rely on God. And I'm going to the meeting. We brainstorm. There was no way out. I get to the meeting and I'm praying for that 3-block walk from my office to his. And I'm praying, Lord, I got nothing. I have absolutely nothing. I am walking into the lion's den and I got nothing. It's in your hands. I wait in his waiting room. I nervously am thumbing the newspaper of the day, which was all about Gabby Giffords. And he calls me in. And usually he would say, young man, and he would hug me or he would give me a firm handshake. This time, Mr. Beck. And he shook my hand and he sat behind his desk and I sat down. And he said, as he leans back, we need to have a talk. Countries at a crossroads. And I said, you know what, Roger? Can I say something before we start? I had not planned this. The moment I crossed the threshold of his office, I was filled with compassion for this man. It was unbelievable, almost made me cry. I saw him for this man who had done so much good in his life and yet had fallen into such darkness and was battling and was battling now at the end of his life, his own accomplishments. Who was he? How was he going to be remembered? What had he done? What was good? What was bad? And I was just filled with compassion. I couldn't believe it. And I sat down and I said, before you start, can I say something? He said, yes. And I said, as I walk into this office, I realize that in many ways, you helped provide my freedom. He said, what are you talking about? I said, I know the stories about you and Ronald Reagan. I know what you did for Ronald Reagan. And if it wasn't for you and your advice, we may not have had Ronald Reagan. We may not have had George H.W. Bush in the way we had George H.W. Bush. Because you started Fox News, imagine an America without Fox News after 9/11. How fast would we have gone to the "it's our fault" America? How many things have you taken a stand, or because of you, somebody had taken a stand? I want to thank you for giving me a chance to raise children in America that they can kind of understand. I come out with this, it just pours out of me. It's honest, it's genuine, I'm really feeling it. And I look at him and he's crying. And he said, you really mean that, don't you? And I said, I thought to myself, strangely, yes. And I said, yeah, I do. He gets up from his chair and he says, come here. And we sit in his couch. We talk about just the world and how crazy the world is. We talk for 45 minutes until he says, you got a show to do. Go downstairs. I leave his office. Before the door closes, he's back behind his desk, and I hear him say, get effing Palin on the phone. What happened? I don't have any idea. But to me, this is the Roger Ailes that died today. A guy who was examining his life, saying, I didn't mean to be a bad guy. I don't want to be a bad guy. I started out trying to be a good guy. I wanted to do the right thing. And somehow or another got lost and tangled up in all kinds of stuff. I found him an inspiring guy in more than one way. Inspiring because the things that he knew, the things that he had done in his life. You know, I was at his house and in his library, he had this amazing library with artifacts and things that were like that he collected, that not like I went to an auction and bought it. I was there. And the door to his library was a solid wood door, and he went in and we were going to have a talk, and he closed the door. And as I'm walking out after this meeting with him, I don't even remember what it was. We were just talking, and I get up, and he's taking a phone call or something, and I get up and I start walking towards the door, and I see this picture, this black and white photo of a young Roger Ailes, maybe 29, in the Oval Office. And there's a camera beside him, and he is pointing down to the left. And he hangs up the phone or whatever, and I said, now this is behind a door. The door is usually open. And I said, Roger, what is this picture? And he said, oh, that was the first split screen. And I said, what? And he said, somebody had to come up with a split screen. You know, we didn't always have split screen. And I'm like, don't talk down to me. And I said, what was it? And he said, we were in the Oval Office. It was Dick Nixon. And I said, we should come up with a way to where Dick can talk to Neil Armstrong, but we should split the screen so when Neil is on the moon, he's in one box, and the president is in the other box. This is revolutionary thinking at the time. And he said, but when we put it together, Neil is on the moon. We don't know which way he's going to be facing or turning or anything else. And I don't know which side of the screen the box of the president is going to be on. He said, so we set up 3 TVs, one that I could see, and 2, one on one side of the Resolute desk and one on the other side of the Resolute desk. And I said to the president, look at me. As soon as you go on and you say, Neil, they're going to go to this new split screen. When I see which side of the television you're on, I'm going to point to one of the televisions. You look at that television because it will look like you're looking at Neil in the picture. So he said, that's the moment where I'm looking at the television, seeing Neil Armstrong on the moon, and I point to the president, that one. This is the kind of stuff that was just kind of like hanging around him. The kind of life that you're not going to find on Wikipedia. You're not going to find, and if you go to Wikipedia today, all you're going to see is the bad stuff. If we have time today, I'd like to talk about a couple of the good things, the Ronald Reagan things, the things in the 1960s, the hardest job interview. If you're a millennial and you think you just get these jobs, no, you don't. Let me tell you about the hardest job interview I've ever had. And everyone I've ever told this story to, they all said, good Lord, that was the first 5 minutes? I'm like, uh-huh. Roger Ailes, dead at 77 today. By the way, Ben Sass is going to be with us. He's joining us in hour number 3 to talk about the news of the day, because there is more news of the day. Robert Mueller is special counsel now. He is going to be looking into the Russia connections. There's some new news breaking that the Trump campaign had at least 18 undisclosed contacts with Russia. Chelsea Manning is now back in the world. How does everybody feel about that? And Bill Cosby gave his first interview in 2 years. What happened to the Bill Cosby pull yourself up by the bootstraps, take responsibility for your life? That man is long gone. Now this, Car Shield. If your car breaks down, are you still under your manufacturer warranty? If not, you could pay thousands of dollars out of pocket. Jeffy jokes that he had a car that every time he drove by the repair shop, it just deducted money.
Yeah, you always think twice when they ask you, maybe you ought to get that extended warranty. You know what? Car Shield? Yes. Yes. Yes, you should.
You have Car Shield?
Yes.
New engine or new transmission could cost over $5,000. Even a simple repair to a sensor can cost over $1,000. Skip the hassle. Car Shield will make the whole process really, really easy. You can go to your favorite mechanic. You can go to the dealership. There's no checks in the mail. You're not going to have to pay for it, waiting for a reimbursement. Car Shield pays the mechanic directly. Car Shield's administrators even give you the VIP treatment, providing 24/7 roadside assistance and a rental car while yours is in the shop, so you're not left stranded in the cold. Save yourself thousands in potential car repairs. Get covered by the ultimate in extended vehicle service protection before it's too late. Call 1-800-CAR-6100. That's 1-800-CAR-6100. Or go to carshield.com and use the promo code BECK. You'll save 10%. CAR-6100, promo code BECK. Or carshield.com, promo code BECK, deductible may apply.
This is the Glenn Beck Program. Mercury.
Are your medical bills piling up due to cancer or another serious illness? you are not alone. Many people face this challenge. Here's how Coventry Direct can help. You can receive an immediate cash payment by selling your life insurance policy. If you have $100,000 or more of life insurance, you may be eligible to sell your policy, even a term policy. To find out if you qualify, call Coventry Direct today at 1-800-513-6400 to speak to one of our policy specialists. That's 1-800-513-6400. The cash you receive from selling your policy can be used to help pay medical bills or whatever you choose to give you financial security and peace of mind. Call Coventry Direct at 1-800-513-6400 or visit us at coventrydirect.com. Coventry Direct, giving you the cash you need when you need it most. Coventry Direct is a marketing company and will refer qualified policies to a licensed entity.
As this academic year comes to a close, the folks at the Voice of South Marion want to say hats off to graduates for diploma, program, certification, or degree. Your hard work deserves recognition. Let's also congratulate the friends and family that helped along the way. Learning is a lifelong process, so as you complete this phase, the Voice of South Marion says congratulations on a job well done and best wishes for a successful future.
Hospice of Marion County has an urgent need for volunteers to share a conversation with someone, run errands, hold someone's hand. All you need is a willingness to help others. Our volunteers believe the blessings they receive far exceed the services they offer. Will you consider serving, caring, and making a difference? Call today, 873-7441. Hospice of Marion County, making more moments of life possible.
Hi, this is Vanessa Lane Jennings with the Jennings Law Firm, located here in beautiful Ocala. Join me every single Friday at 10:30 for Legal Lane. We'll be discussing various legal topics such as family law, criminal law, contracts, and much more. So this is your chance to call in with your legal questions and have them answered. That's every Friday, 10:30, right here, WOCA The Source.
Veterans are the foundation upon which our freedom is built. Listen to The Source, WOCA, each Thursday at 9 a.m. to Veterans News with Hank Whittier from Vets Helping Vets. You'll hear tributes, information on veterans issues, and stories that will make you laugh, cry, and feel proud. Veterans News always focuses on the military, past and present, and on our first responders. Veterans News is brought to you each week by Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens and Nursery, keeping you blooming since 1952. Robin, how do you like my design?
You're designing a box?
That's not a box. It's a doghouse.
Rough draft for your rough? Sounds like you need personal service.
I do?
Yes, to print the blueprints. See Mark at the Personal Service Center. He can print blueprints, notarize permit applications, print and mail out invoices, and even provide great-looking business cards.
Personal Service Center. That's the one on the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street, right?
Just look for the yellow signs. Your pedigree palace will be a reality in no time.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 572-2510. That's 572-2510.
Is the Glenn Beck Program.
Just watching a little Dana Lash on TV commenting about the new special counsel. Mistake? Good? What do you think of this? Robert Mueller being named special counsel. So now there's a special investigator. It's amazing that we went through 8 years and didn't have one with all of the things that could have happened.
Yeah.
With the Republicans in charge, they never appointed a special. With the IRS, they never appointed
Benghazi.
one. Right. But
Nothing.
the Republicans
Fast and Furious
do this. And I'm quite honestly,
Furious. Yeah.
quite honestly, yeah, Fast and Furious.
We know he lied.
Yeah.
And incredible.
And guns were used in terrorist hits.
Unbelievable.
Now we've got a special prosecutor.
And see, this is the problem. We are letting that dictate what should. That's such a low standard. Oh, yeah, well, Obama. Yeah, that's a pretty low standard that we should not be aiming for or using as an excuse.
This is the Glenn Beck Program. Mercury.
As you know, I'm a strong believer in your right to defend yourself. So much so, I've teamed up with the United States Concealed Carry Association to do something cool and I think incredibly important. The USCCA provides industry-leading firearms education, training, and self-defense insurance. But they're also dedicated to getting more guns into the hands of responsible, freedom-loving Americans who would do anything to protect the ones they love. So here comes the big announcement. The USCCA is going to buy 10 people the gun of their dreams. That's right, you're about to get 10 chances to win $1,500 for any gun that you have dreamt about. Just visit protectanddefend.com and enter. There's absolutely no restrictions. You can pick any gun, any brand, any caliber you want. Enter to win $1,500 for the gun of your dreams. It's quick, it's simple, it's free. Just go to protectanddefend.com right now, enter, and get the official rules. They're truly changing the game for responsible gun owners. Protectanddefend.com. You've heard me talk about Upside.com and how it can save your company big on business travel and gives you a big gift card for every trip that you buy. You have to see it for yourself to see if it's just too good to be true. In less than 2 minutes, Upside will give you awesome choices on United and American for flights to New York City, plus a bunch of big-name hotels to stay at. The first option will give you a $163 gift card and a savings to your company of $163. Then Upside will show you the other options. An earlier flight, same kind of hotel, but maybe a block farther away. That'll get you even more in gift cards and cost your company even less. That's the beauty of Upside. Being a little more flexible gets you more. And now when you use promo code BECK, you're guaranteed to get at least a $100 Amazon gift card your very first trip. That's promo code BECK. Get a $100 gift card. Save big on travel and get a big gift card every trip from Upside.com. That's Upside.com. Minimum purchase required. See site for complete details. Upside.com.
Whether you're just starting out in your career or ready to make a change, being a commercial pilot is within your reach. The FAA has predicted that in the next few years, the number of planes in the sky will double, and that means a lot more jobs in aviation. Ocala Aviation has teamed up with an accredited university, enabling you to get a college degree in aviation while training to be a commercial pilot. And with options like financial aid, grants, and scholarships, it's never been a better time to get your new career in aviation started today. For more information, call me at Ocala Aviation, 352-861-7484.
Hi, I'm Big Daddy Don Garlitz, asking you to support adoption by purchasing a Choose Life license plate from your county tag office. You know it costs a lot to give a child life. Many times a woman is forced to make a bad choice because of financial pressures. Help save the lives of the unborn children by aiding women who choose life instead of abortion. Take a stand for life. Purchase your Choose Life license plate today. For more information, go to chooselife.org or call 352-624-2854.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. A massive emergency response in New York City's Times Square where a car has crashed into people, killing one, leaving at least a dozen hurt. This eyewitness telling Fox News.
A tour bus ticket guy, and there were cops all around him. He was injured. We were standing right on that corner. The car started on fire.
Area shut down for blocks. The Mexican government says it welcomes the opportunity to renegotiate NAFTA, the administration announcing officially it will pursue a new deal.
There's much more to the U.S.-Mexico relationship than just NAFTA. The wall does not define our relationship. We have so many areas of mutual interest.
Secretary of State Rex Tillerson holding a joint press conference with his Mexican counterpart. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Men, if you're like me, you appreciate the feeling of a smooth, clean shave. But you're tired of paying $32 for new blades. Stop messing around with those generic razors and start shaving with Harry's for half the price. Harry's is so confident in the quality of their blades, they'll send you their most popular shave set, shaving cream, and post-shave balm for free when you cover shipping, a total value of $20. Just go to harrys.com now and enter code 1138 at checkout to redeem your shave set. That's harrys.com, code 1138.
When smart businesses need to grow their team, they do it on the site proven to deliver, Indeed.com. According to an independent study, Indeed delivers 5 times more hires than any other job site, more hires than the rest combined. And right now we're giving new users a $50 credit to post a sponsored job, boosting your listing in relevant search results. Claim your $50 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Indeed, the world's #1 job site. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
On this episode of What Not to Do, brought to you by
Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
Holy what have you done in my kitchen?
Oh, honey, how is it? I never know when she's coming home.
What are all these pipes laying around? Why is my dishwasher in the living room, and why is the carpet all wet?
Well, remember that fancy new kitchen remodel you've always wanted?
Oh, I do, and this is not it.
But I thought I might save some money by doing it myself.
You thought wrong. I promise this is going to cost you way more. You should have called in the professionals at Mike Scott Plumbing, because I'm pretty sure when I flush the toilet, water is not supposed to come out of the sink.
Noticed that, did you?
The next thing I'm going to notice is you calling Mike Scott Plumbing like you should have done in the first place.
Yes, dear. 866-314-4443.
Yes, 866-314-4443.
That played out so differently in my head. On next week's episode of What Not to Do.
No, not monkeys.
Hi, my name is Erica Olstein. I'm a doctor of acupuncture and oriental medicine. So, you used to be wired, now you're just tired. You used to be thin, but now you're the heaviest you've ever been. You don't necessarily always have to take a med if your thyroid is playing dead. If you have a thyroid disorder, an acupuncture visit may be in order. Come visit me, your primary care physician, Erica Olstein, at A Better You Healthcare. Call me at 352-615-5566.
Cookies, 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 cookies. We go cookie eating cookies.
When you want something special and fun for any occasion, get cookies. King Cookie in the Paddock Mall in Ocala will make a delicious, fun-filled delight just for you. So next time you're in the mall, stop by King Cookie or call 352-237-2557. KingCookieOcala.com. Customized cookies, cakes, and more. King Cookie.
Eating cookies. We're so happy eating cookies. Cookies!
This is the beat of a normal heart. Now this is the beat of a heart of someone who just snorted or injected or smoked methamphetamine. Why? For a high. And this is what happens to that normal heartbeat. It's irregular, it's racing, it's why it's called speed, and it can do bizarre things to our heads. It can make us aggressive and violent. We can start hallucinating and end up doing some serious damage to people. Call 1-8888-NO-METH today for more information on methamphetamine. That's 1-8888-NO-METH.
A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free Florida and America.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
Hey, I'm Gary. And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Roger Ailes, the former president of Fox News, has passed away, died at home, 77 years old. We spent the last hour talking about him. We may spend a few more minutes later on today. Also, Bill Cosby gives his first interview in more than 2 years. What is his excuse? Well, I don't know what happened to the old Bill Cosby, but he hasn't been seen around for a while, at least in this interview. And the Trump campaign and special prosecution. There are whispers now with Republicans. They are now starting to talk about President Pence. Wow. The stock market took a nosedive yesterday because the stock market priced in all of tax cuts, reform, everything else. They believe this agenda is now over. So where do we go? What do we do? I'd really like to hear from you. The number is 888-727-BECK, 888-727-BECK. I want to take your phone calls. I want to hear what you're feeling about where we go. If you had the president's ear, what would you be saying to him right now? What's your advice to make this go away? What's the best course of action? 888-727-BECK. We want you on the phone right now.
Of entertainment and enlightenment. This is the Glenn Beck Program.
Cosmo has a story today about Cassandra Fairbanks. She's a Twitter star. And about how Donald Trump is now becoming punk. He is a punk rock hero. She is far left, anarchist, pro-choice, all that stuff. Far left. She's a huge fan now of Donald Trump. And when asked why, because he's counterculture. Everybody hates him. And he is, he's becoming, this according to Cosmo, punk rock. At the same time, the Republicans are starting to say, President Pence, yeah, what is this going to do to the country? Just having this conversation is going to tear us apart.
The good thing is it's only been, 120 days?
That's crazy.
Since he took office.
Yeah,
don't worry about it.
They're nonstop.
Can you imagine?
It's been nonstop.
Relentless against him.
And you know what? The press has zero credibility. You know, the reason why Donald Trump was right, I could walk across the street in Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and nobody's going to care. The reason why is because you don't believe the press reports. They have no credibility. I mean, the one thing, and this is not an excuse, but it is true. Are you kidding me? For 8 years, the IRS, the people around the president that lied, that destroyed the evidence on their hard drive. Are you kidding me? The attorney general that was running guns that were used in France in a terrorist attack, and you did nothing. Zero. And so the right is blind with rage. And quite honestly, Righteous rage. Are you kidding me? How we get past that, because I even do it. I'm sitting here. I can't watch television. I can't watch it. I can't watch it because there's no self-awareness there. There's no one saying on the left in the news organizations, wait a minute, guys. We should examine ourselves here. You know why? I mean, I saw some story in the, New York Times. When will Republicans and the right wake up? Well, never, as long as you're the alarm clock. Never. Never. We don't hit the snooze button. We pull the cord out of the wall and throw it on the sidewalk. We don't want you. We don't trust you. Really? You got to get up right now. You got to get up right now. You got to get up right now. For the last 8 years, you've been like, I don't know if I'm going to go off or not. I don't know. That time's not really that important to me. I don't really care. And now you got to get up. I'm here. I'm your dependable alarm clock. Excuse me. No, you're not.
And that was Trump's argument in his Twitter today, which he said
in his speech yesterday.
Well, he doesn't necessarily help himself.
He said, with all the illegal acts that took place in the Clinton campaign and Obama administration, there was never a special counsel appointed.
So, and he's right. And he's right.
Well, there was for Clinton.
Yes, there was.
Yeah. I think he meant Hillary's campaign.
Okay. Yeah. So here's the problem. That doesn't make what he's done right. It just makes us almost blind to everything else. Because the messenger, don't shoot the messenger? Are you kidding me? The messenger betrayed the Constitution for the last 8 years. The messenger should be in jail. You know what I mean? Are you kidding me?
This is what Trump said in his commencement speech. I think it was to the Coast Guard Academy
I think
yesterday.
So.
Now I want to take this opportunity to give you some advice. Over the course of your life, you will find that things are not always fair. Look at the way I've been treated lately, especially by the media. No politician in history, and I say this with great surety, has been treated worse or more unfairly.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That's not true. That's not true. Abraham Lincoln. The country hated him. And he didn't realize how much he was hated until he was actually in a carriage in disguise. He went to go give a speech. He was on his way to the White House, for the first inauguration. And they have him in Baltimore where he's supposed to give a speech. He gives the speech and everything's polite. And then they wrap a shawl around him, take his hat off and say, we need to go out this door, but I need you to crouch down. You're way too tall. So they put another kind of hat on him, put a shawl around him. He crouched down like he was old, and he gets out, and he's walking amongst the people, and then in the carriage, and he's hearing everybody saying, that Lincoln, what a bad dude that Lincoln. Can you believe he's president? That moron, he's going to be the president. And he realizes, holy cow, this country is completely divided. It's until that moment, he knows there's trouble, but he doesn't know how deep the hatred is running until that moment. So please don't try to tell me that you're having a harder time than Abraham Lincoln.
And you don't have to go back 150 years. You can go back 10 years. How much did the press hate George W. Bush? It was continual.
Oh my gosh, selected, not elected.
Yeah. And it didn't stop during the last 8 years of Obama.
How badly did they hate Ronald Reagan?
A lot, yeah.
Right.
And we forget that sometimes because now they praise him.
Right. And quite honestly, let's be fair. Let's go back in the last 8 years. How much did Barack Obama, now I happen to believe some of it was very righteous, but how much crap did we give Barack Obama? He was the first time that I know of where there was a whole industry. It's the first time the Democrats ever had to face any real scrutiny from anyone in the press because there was a new arm of the press. Anyway, even though, let's say he's right, that doesn't excuse. And what we have to do is, by saying, well, look what happened with Barack Obama, is that what we want to be our standard? Hey, Obama did worse. Yeah, he did, but I'd like you not to even be around that room. Obama set up a tent, office, a couch. Hell, he had a bed in there for a while. I don't want to live in that room. I want our president to be clean. I want our president to not be near any kind of that. Now, I honestly do not think that there is some sort of, cabal with Russia. I'm not afraid of this special prosecutor. Because I don't think, now they may find, I do believe they will find people around Trump, but people around Trump is not Donald Trump. I don't think they're going to find anything on this. When it comes to Comey, I think they are. I think the president has shot himself in the foot over and over and over again because he doesn't have common sense. He's not using common sense. When you're a target, you turn to the side. You make yourself thinner, not bigger. And he takes the opportunity always to puff himself up and say, look at me, look what a big target I am. Stop it, Mr. President, please. We would like to get some things done, please.
On that note for a moment, is it, I haven't heard anybody entertain this possibility, so it's probably completely unrealistic. But if the goal was to actually get things done, is there an opportunity for the Republicans in Congress to start doing things to actually advance the agenda while the media is completely focused on these scandals? Because all Trump has to do is sign them.
Yes.
And it's like you have all these, you have this opportunity where the media is not going to be constantly focused on every little piece of your health care plan.
Yes.
Get that crap done while they're all looking at Russia. What do you always used to say about Obama?
Watch the other hand.
Use your other hand. Get some of these things done now while they're all focused on the drama of that.
The problem is the Republicans don't have a leader there. They don't have an agenda. They don't agree on an agenda. I mean, now the reason why stock market went down, and it took a beating yesterday, and we're not done with the correction. We may be done this week. We're not done with this correction. Remember, what did it go up? 3,000, 4,000 points? 3,000 points after he was elected? Over this period of time, they just baked in, okay, healthcare reform is going to happen. Tax cuts are going to happen. Regulations are going to be reduced. Well, that all began to fall apart yesterday because people are now starting to say there is impeachment coming. Don't even look at the stock market. Don't even look at anything. With this special prosecution going on, what are our enemies going to do around the world? We're no longer able to focus on North Korea. We're no longer able to focus on what new things Putin is doing. What about ISIS? What is going to happen on the world stage because of this? Did this affect, and I don't think it did, but did this affect Donald Trump yesterday coming out and saying, we're not moving the embassy? That's a blow to Israel. That's a real blow. That's a big disappointment and a breaking of a promise. A big one. Now, I think when he said that, I thought there's no way he's going to do that. There's no way he's going to do that. Because that takes balls of steel. I mean, that is a dangerous thing to do, and you better be really buttoned up to do that. So I didn't think he'd do it because no president ever has. They all say that, and they never do it. Okay, whatever. It's like, I'm going to admit that Turkey actually killed some Christians. No, they never do it.
Never do it.
Okay? State Department is way too powerful. However, if anybody was going to do it, this is the argument that I kept hearing, it'd be Donald Trump,
right?
Because he's just going to do what's right and blah, 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 blah. Well, he didn't. Did he not do it because the generals all said, don't do that? Or did he not do it because he doesn't have the clout anymore to do that? I mean, I agree with Stu. If you're going to do this, now's the time to pile it on.
Because, I mean, if this isn't about Donald Trump and it's about actually moving these things forward, Trump has a real opportunity here to say, and let's just say, like, he's completely innocent of all of these charges. What a great opportunity, however, to distract the media, the thing that he's supposedly so great at. Distract the media. Let him take the political arrows for a while and protect the Congress to push these things through. And then all he's got to do is bring his pen.
But you know what? I don't think he'll do it because he watches too much television. He cares about what is being written and said about him. And the president cannot care about that.
I agree. But it doesn't necessarily mean that Trump has to do much. The Congress, however, has to get their ass in gear and start moving these things through now. No one's going to be focused on on the bill. No one's going to be focused on that right now. You have an opportunity that everyone wants to talk about Donald Trump 24 hours a day. Do your job separately and let him sign the bill.
Okay, we're going to go to the phones here. A lot of people on the phones have a lot to say. Want to hear your opinion. 888-727-BECK. Yesterday, stock market took a beating. What was it down? 350?
320?
320. It was a bad day on Wall Street, and because it's all bogus. It is absolutely all bogus. And they are just counting on things, and they're counting every scrap of everything. Well, you see what happens when the world changes overnight, and the world is changing constantly. You can't even keep up with it. We're in trouble. Sweden has just gone digital. You can't go to almost any bank in Sweden now and ask for cash. The banks don't carry cash. It's all digits. This is coming. I was reading last night about the Great Depression and hyperinflation. And when that happened, your money was worthless. Immediately, we went back to barters. Barter. I'll give you this, you give me that. The standard was gold. I want you to please call Gold Line now. I was in a meeting yesterday afternoon where I said, what worries you? And this is a pretty big thinker. What worries you? And they said, asymmetric warfare. And I said, like ISIS? And he said, no, the individual. Now that things like the NSA, that software, that malware is out, who couldn't take down our power grid? You take down our power grid. How many people does that affect? What does that do to the economy? How many people does that kill? Please, prepare yourself for crazy times. The world is changing quickly. Call Gold Line now, 1-866-GOLD LINE. Make sure you read their important risk disclosure. Find out if buying gold is right for you. 1-866-GOLD LINE, 1-866-GOLD LINE or goldline.com.
Glenn Beck program.
888-727-BECK.
Mercury.
If you know the value of good machines, then it's high time we got together. We're Bailey Industrial, builders of metal and woodworking equipment, hardworking machines for hardworking people. We stand behind our equipment and make sure our equipment stands behind you, offering you the after-sale support you need to keep your shop running smoothly, which means making sure you have what you need when you need it, typically shipping within 72 hours or less. So whether you're a fabricator or manufacturer of metal or wood products, go to Bailey.com or call 920-MACHINE and we'll send you a catalog. That's right, friend, over 400 pages of what you love most, machines. So whatever you're looking to build or manufacture, do it with Bailey Industrial, the company you can trust to give you the equipment and service you can rely on. That's BAILEIGH, Bailey, because if it's worth doing right, it's only right to do it with Bailey. So call 920-MACHINE or go to Bailey.com now and pick up your free catalog.
Palm Garden wants to get to the heart of the matter. If you've been in the hospital as a cardiac patient, maybe you have a pacemaker or congestive heart failure or an arrhythmia, or perhaps you're a heart bypass patient, then consider Palm Garden as your rehab choice. With proven outcomes second to none, Palm Garden fixes broken hearts. Call today at 854-6262. That's 854-6262.
The entire world watched. They watched each step down the rungs of that small ladder, one after another, and waited with great anticipation for that last step.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
At that moment, humanity saw the impossible become the possible. And today, the sky is not the limit. Achievement. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
If you know of a young woman burdened with an unwanted pregnancy, please tell her about the House of One and Faith in Ocala. This free and confidential residence helps pregnant teen girls in a family atmosphere while forming an adoption plan. Part of the Ministry of Family of God Fellowship, the House of One and Faith offers a safe, loving environment. Call 352-687-8895 for more information.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Program.
I want to talk to you today, if I have time, if not on the Blaze TV tonight. I have a chalkboard on Flynn. Flynn is getting a lot of heat now because he stood with Turkey on an idea to arm the Kurds. Okay, the way the media is spinning this is completely wrong, and Flynn was right to do it. Now, you've heard from me over and over again, why aren't we supporting the Kurds? Why aren't we arming the Kurds? Well, there's a really good reason not to have anything to do with the Syrian Kurds. Mainly, they're not the same people. They don't even have the same language as the Iraqi Kurds. You want to arm Kurds, arm the Iraqi Kurds. The Syrian Kurds are Marxist-Leninists. They are also a designated terror group. Why would we arm yet another terrorist organization? It's insane. I don't know who comes up with these plans. But if anybody says that Flynn was taking money from Turkey and that's why, no. For months before this decision, he had not been taking money from Turkey. He had already disclosed that he had been taking money from Turkey. But on this particular case, even if he was, he's absolutely right. But you won't learn that from the media. I'll show you in a chalkboard tonight, 5 o'clock. Your phone call is next.
The Glenn Beck Program. Mercury.
Fox
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. A massive emergency response in New York City's Times Square where a car has crashed into people, killing one, leaving at least a dozen hurt. This eyewitness telling Fox News.
A tour bus ticket guy, and there were cops all around him. He was injured. We were standing right on that corner. The car started on fire.
Area shut down for blocks. The Mexican government says it welcomes the opportunity to renegotiate NAFTA, the administration announcing officially it will pursue a new deal.
There's much more to the U.S.-Mexico relationship than just NAFTA. The wall does not define our relationship. We have so many areas of mutual interest.
Secretary of State Rex Tillerson holding a joint press conference with his Mexican counterpart. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Men, if you're like me, you appreciate the feeling of a smooth, clean shave. But you're tired of paying $32 for new blades. Stop messing around with those generic razors and start shaving with Harry's for half the price. Harry's is so confident in the quality of their blades, they'll send you their most popular shave set, shaving cream, and post-shave balm for free when you cover shipping, a total value of $20. Just go to harrys.com now and enter code 1138 at checkout to redeem your shave set. That's harrys.com, code 1138.
When smart businesses need to grow their team, they do it on the site proven to deliver, Indeed.com. According to an independent study, Indeed delivers 5 times more hires than any other job site, more hires than the rest combined. And right now we're giving new users a $50 credit to post a sponsored job, boosting your listing in relevant search results. Claim your $50 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Indeed, the world's #1 job site. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hi, this is Becky at Hello Gorgeous Salon. Let's get rid of those sun damaged ends and faded out color and get into something rich and vibrant. It's time to get that new look started. So call today and set up your appointment at Hello Gorgeous Salon, 351-5358. Hello Gorgeous is a certified Brazilian blowout salon. We can tame those locks, leaving your hair healthy and shiny with a Brazilian smoothing treatment. And whether you're going on a job interview or out on a date, your hands do a lot of talking. Manicures are a must. Hello Gorgeous is a full-service salon, so let us help you make a great first impression. Call us today to set your appointment at Hello Gorgeous. Our number is 352-351-5358. Again, that's 352-351-5358. Hello Gorgeous is conveniently located in the heart of downtown Ocala, right next to the historic Marion Theater. And don't forget, we also do men and children's cuts too.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
In 1916, Auto Owners Insurance teamed up with local independent agents so customers could get fast, friendly, local service.
Bravo!
It worked so well, we decided to keep it that way. And 100 years later, we still do things the same way. By teaming up with local independent agents who deliver quality, personal service.
Thank you.
Some might call that old school. But then again, maybe everything old is new again. Kind of refreshing, isn't it?
Call George Mankin Insurance in Ocala today, 352-732-3191.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
We could all take a page out of the toddler book. Whether you deserve a raise or the restaurant server brings you the wrong entree, go ahead and speak up. Hang out with happy people more often. Positive emotions tend to be contagious. People who took aspirin regularly for at least 6 years ended up being 11% less likely on average to die of cancer.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing service, we also offer fence row spraying and stump grinding services. Now is the perfect time to get ahead on your weed control and to take care of those troublesome stumps for an overall pleasing appearance. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 629-2440, or online at powellgene@yahoo.com. We are licensed and insured. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 629-2440.
The Glenn Beck Program.
All right, taking your phone calls. I want to hear from you. What are you thinking about what is happening? And if you had a chance to whisper into the ear of Donald Trump, what would you tell him to do? Trish, welcome to the Glenn Beck Program.
I would tell him, first of all, he's got to grow up. Yeah, they're not fair. Guess what? You're in the human race. It's not fair. It stinks what they're doing to you, but tough luck. Put on the big boy boots and get to it. All right? These Nancy boys in the media, these friggin' idiots, and yes, sorry, gay people, it's not meant to offend you. That's just what they are. They're a bunch of Nancy boys. Get to it. You don't give more power to the devil. The devil is evil. That's what the media are. Just dismiss them. You've got to do certain accountability. Fine, I'm all for that, for transparency. But enough. Ignore them. They are the toe jam, all right? Just ignore them. And as far as these Republicans...
By the way, it's nice to have Joe Pesci's mother on.
You're getting that really strong Idaho accent?
Yes, I am.
I'm from the Bronx, okay? And the Bronx is coming out, all right? These people, these Republicans are akin to what used to be called Democrats. They are not Republicans. And trust me, I'm not really a Republican. I only go with them because they are the lesser of the devils. That's the only thing about them. And while I never thought Trump was going to be the great saver of us, I was a Ted Cruz person, but he was the lesser choice because I could never vote for the devil in a dress, all right? But they have to get with it, all right? And the first thing he should work on is term limits for all of these creeps that have sold this nation.
I will tell you, Trish, I love your attitude. I love your spirit. I will tell you, there's not a chance in hell you're getting term limits through now. But thank you so much for calling. Let's go to Tim in Illinois. Hello, Tim.
Hi, Glenn. Thank you very much. Okay. This is the number one, Glenn. I have to get over this last call. She was amazing. Absolutely. But bottom line is, we talked about the stock market to begin with in the program. And the problem is it's undermining authority. If we're waiting for either party to pick a leader, they're never going to pick a leader because they want to be leaders. They don't want leaders. They want to be in there forever. Term limits is something as a miracle I hope happens, number one. Number two, if the media continues, and I'm sorry, my man, I've been listening to you for 10 years. You've got to take some responsibility for this. If the media continues to talk to him, to go down to the worst instant where Bob Beckel called him a punk last night on the 5 on Fox. If they continue to do this, they are the reason for the crash of that stock market.
Okay, hang on just a second. Hang on. I want to go back. Wait. I want to come back, Tim. I want to know what do I need to take responsibility for? Because I'm more than happy to do that.
You can't. It's called undermining any authority. All right, get behind the guy who was elected by a lot of people for the authority. Both as a union.
Wait, hang on just a second. Hang on just a second. Wait. Hang on just a second. Just because I am behind his authority as president of the United States, I've made that very clear, and I have supported him when he did the policies that I thought. It is very un-American not to question. We didn't elect a king, so we question the actions. We don't question the office. I do not question the office, and I certainly do not question that he is the legitimate president. I have said to the press, get over it. And also, Donald Trump needs to get over that. The election is over. He's the president. Now act like the president.
And the criticism that I really like to hear is what Stu said earlier, where he's got two hands. He should be doing something on one side while continuing what he's doing on the other. Because attacking the press and doing what the people want him to do, I held my nose when I voted for him. I'm becoming more and more of a fan of this guy. I mean, that's all it's to it, because the politics, the devil, she was right, previous caller, is all over the place in this. Undermining authority. I was a union president and a youth minister, and I saw it in both of these instances. And things totally collapse when that happens.
Tim, thank you for your call. You're exactly right. It is chaos. What is happening is the promotion of chaos. And I'm sorry, but Donald Trump is an agent of chaos as well. He likes that because of the ratings and the what do you call it? The reality show part of Donald Trump. What Donald Trump needs to do is focus right now. Let the storm go and build all around him. It doesn't matter. Focus. Stop responding to the press and every single thing they say. Focus. Focus on your agenda and do that. But I will tell you, I think what he'll do is he is going to start paying back. He did that with Comey. I hope you don't have tapes. Well, I happen to have notes. Don't try to pay back in kind. How much do you want to make a bet? He's going to suggest we now start to go after Hillary, or we now start to have a special investigator on. I think he pays back in kind. He punches back twice as hard. Stop punching back. They will look like bullies. Don't bully back. Be the president.
We were talking earlier this morning about the vitriol from the left-leaning media is so ridiculous and so relentless that it's pushing us to be bigger Trump supporters.
Sure is.
That's what happens when you're attacking a guy so much and it to the point of it being unreasonable. Then even some of the people who maybe weren't his biggest fans start to become fans.
I mean,
look what happened. Look what happened with Barack Obama.
Mm-hmm.
The more we said, and we didn't say this, but the more we said, "Oh, birth certificate," the higher his ratings went. With those who were on the fringe, they were like, "Shut up." And that can happen with this, but not with him making stupid mistakes. Stop. Zip your mouth. Focus. Be presidential. Rise above it.
And you might be right. I don't know. I mean, I don't have tons of faith in that, but I always think that the best sort of observations are the ones that come from like recognizing a reality that might not be so obvious. Capitalism is the best example of that. Like every king from the beginning of time tried to enforce all sorts of different things from the top down. And our founders were smart enough to realize, wait a minute, people are going to pursue their own rational self-interest. And if we set up rules that actually accentuates that process, it's better. It may very well be that what Republicans need to realize is this is just reality. This is what he's there to do. He's president of the United States not to pass anything about a wall because he likes this. He likes to fight. He likes to get in these battles. He likes to go back and forth. And instead of trying to constantly, stop him from doing that, realize maybe that it's just providing you an incredible distraction to do actual work.
It is one of the best strategies I've heard, because I don't hear a lot of good strategies. but for the Republicans just to push things through and to not be dragged into this, I would hope that Donald Trump is enough of a strategist that he can take it on the chin for a while and be quiet. He just can't add to this. It's getting too serious. He can't just add to this. If he does, he's done. There's just not going to be a way out of it because he just keeps throwing things in and you're like, oh, gee, what? Why? Why would you say that? That's not going to help you. That's going to make you look this way. And so it's just going to get out of control because the media, Hollywood, everything, they despise him. They despise him. And that's hard enough. We knew that going in, though. We knew this was going to happen. Now, he said he would change as president. Don't worry, I'm not going to be this guy all the time. Well, but you are. So please, Mr. President, fulfill that promise and don't be that guy. Don't make this any worse. And on top of that, Republicans, get off your ass and use this distraction.
Quickly, too, I mean, you can blame the media all you want for his not being able to pass things. Both the callers brought up term limits. Therefore, on the first day of my term in office, first priority, propose a constitutional amendment to impose term limits on all members of Congress. It's not a long series of scandals that stopped that. That was the thing he promised he would do first.
I know, but here's the problem. If he proposes that, he will only have people like Mike Lee and the Freedom Caucus. He will lose all support of agenda and everything else from
But
the
if he wasn't going to
weasels
do it, he shouldn't have said it.
I agree, but I'm saying now he could have done it and used his bully pulpit. I think there's still a chance, if he understood discipline, that he could still come in and plow through a lot of this. And if he is indeed clean, which I actually believe he is, he's just making himself look guilty. But if he is clean, which I believe he is, and he can plow through this if he's disciplined, but he's not going to have any support in Congress, or too little to actually get any of his bills passed if that's what he says he's going to do at this point. If he would have done it on day one, it would have been another thing that people would have hung their hat on. Right now, they're hanging their hat on, hey, he did the Supreme Court, and that's a big one. He needed a few more of these, and he needed to put them up. Now, his ideas for Trump care, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what the agenda is. How is he going to get taxes done? He's got to reconnect with the people. He's got to stop making stupid mistakes. Roger Ailes died last night, 77 years old. I just thought of something he taught me. He called me into his office and he said, Glenn, you have to stop being a shooting star or a solar flare and recognize that you need to be a sun. And I said, you're going to have to break that down to me because I don't understand what you're talking about. And he said, solar flares are part of life. Solar flares happen all the time. And if science is looking up and they're seeing solar flares, they're regular. They're part of the pattern. But if they start to see solar flares over and over and over and over again, and they just keep happening and they're gaining speed, that's when science says the sun may be unstable. He said, you're making good points. You're saying things, but you're moving at such a high rate of speed that you say this, then you say that, then you say that, then you say that, and all of those are pretty hard for people to get their arms around. All of these are solar flares. You look unstable. The show looks unstable because you're taking too many chances and you're pushing spikes out too far every day. And I said, well, I'm just here for a short period of time. I'm just going to do this anyway for a short period of time. I had a different philosophy. As it turns out, he was right. He was right. That's what's happening with Donald Trump. There's too many of these things. And so the average person becomes uncomfortable because it looks unstable. Now, we're going to harden into positions because that's what happened with Barack Obama. They hardened into positions where they would not listen. Do you see what he's doing with the IRS? Do you want the IRS to be used as a weapon? Or do you see what he just did? He's running guns with the Attorney General. They wouldn't listen because they had been pushed into a place of complete defense. That's going to happen to us. But unfortunately, I think because this guy has the press with him, you're going to be the minority again. And it's not going to go well for us unless he stops being a shooting star or a series of solar flares. He's got to look stable. Did anybody hear that they're talking now about, there are people in Washington that are talking about, can we use, what is it, the 28th Amendment? 25th Amendment? That he's not fit to be president? Holy cow. He's 120 days into it. Needs to back down. Be the president that we recognize. You don't have to propose the same policies, but act like the president. Sponsor this half hour is Liberty Safe. Gun sales shooting through the roof. Some gun companies are reporting earnings are 66% over last year. Now, we thought that Barack Obama was the greatest gun salesman of all time, and he was. But now chaos is the gun salesman of all time. I own Liberty Safe for my guns. I have this really great gun safe up at the ranch that just locks them down. I know I can walk away and my guns are safe, and nobody's going to open that safe. Nobody's going to pull that out of the foundation of the house. You want a gun safe that nobody's getting into, nobody's stealing your stuff, that fire can happen, a tornado can happen, and everything is safe. Do what I do. Liberty Safe. Liberty Safe. Protect what's important to you. Every Liberty Safe comes with a lifetime warranty. Their customer service is number one. They're made here in the United States, and they're just the best built safe on the planet. The discounts right now are automatic and have a matching mail-in rebate, $250 off when you buy a Liberty Safe right now. Go to libertysafe.com. libertysafe.com.
This is the Glenn Beck Program. Mercury.
The inventor of Texas Superfood, Dennis Black.
Most adults take supplements hoping to improve their health. They don't do anything to prevent illness. That's why I created Texas Superfood. It's pure, natural nutrition. Switch from your chemistry-set vitamins to Texas Superfood for 90 days. Get better energy, focus, better sleep, or return it. No questions asked.
Now, when you order 2 bottles of Texas Superfood, get the 3rd bottle free. Call now, 877-55-TEXAS. You can also order online at texassuperfood.com.
It's time to gear up for summer fun. The Ready to Ride sales event is here. Looking to ride the waves? Check out our selection of Sea-Doo watercraft. Want to tear up the trails? Shop our selection of Can-Am ATVs and side-by-sides. Or rev up for open road adventures with the latest Spyder Roadsters. Stop in now and save up to $3,500 on your ultimate warm weather adventure machines.
Visit Central Florida Power Sports in Kissimmee or go online at centralfloridapowersports.com.
Offer ends soon. Restrictions may apply. See dealer for details.
Hey, this is Matt Wilkerson from Verizon. You work all day, right? So why would you want to spend your night out shopping for that new phone? Well, Marion County, let me and Verizon help you out. I can deliver to your home or office, saving you precious time. Phone, tablets, internet, home phones, even accessories. Whatever you need, we will deliver free of charge. Call me at the store, 352-528-0020. That's 528-0020.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too.
Well, as a matter of fact, join me, Matt Gibbs from Sunrise Automotive, every Tuesday at 10 for auto repair with personal care right here on The Source.
Veterans are the foundation upon which our freedom is built. Listen to The Source, WOCA, each Thursday at 9 a.m. to Veterans News with Hank Whittier from Vets Helping Vets. You'll hear tributes, information on veterans issues, and stories that will make you laugh, cry, and feel proud. Veterans News always focuses on the military, past and present, and on our first responders. Veterans News is brought to you each week by Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens and Nursery, keeping you blooming since 1952.
Coming this and every second Friday of the month at 11 a.m. is Trinity Healthcare Medical Center with your host, Dr. David Kuhn. Trinity Healthcare Medical Center is Ocala's only progressive primary care clinic. Be sure to listen in and also check their website at thcmc.com. Then call them with your questions at 512-0000. That's 512-0000. That's every second Friday at 11 a.m. for Trinity Healthcare Medical Center here on The Source, WOCA.
This is Jan Marino from Palm Garden. So often when you advertise, it's hard to quantify whether your efforts are effective. But I have a success story. In my travels to medical offices, I ran across someone who recognized my voice from the radio and told me that they felt like they already knew me because of my association with WOCA. My message to you, they're out there, they're listening. Truly, radio gets results. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, WOCA The Source.
Share the love this spring with Oak Ridge Dental Care. Oak Ridge Dental Care is having a canned food drive now till June 21st. So the next time you come in to have your teeth checked, just bring in 10 cans with you and you will receive 10% off your visit. Oak Ridge Dental Care is located at 9590 Southwest Highway 200. Call with questions, 414-4952. Please note, offers not to apply towards account balances or dental services already delivered and not in conjunction with any other offers, discounts, or reduced fees plans. Just Google it. Oak Ridge Dental Care.
Triple 727 back.
This is
the Glenn Beck program.
There's some interesting pictures with our next guest, Senator Ben Sasse, that are going around the internet right now. And in his own words, he just tweeted this out. It looks like Chuck Schumer and I are smoking reefer out back behind a wedding. And it does. It does. It's trending quite wildly, and we'll talk to him about what the name of his reefer and dealer is when Senator Ben Sasse joins us here in just a moment.
Glenn Beck.
Mercury.
I don't know. Maybe we can get Senator Ben Sasse hooked up with some Genucel serum from Chamonix, because if he's smoking reefer outside of a wedding, sometimes, you know this, Jeffy, right? Your eyes might look a little tired. This is an amazing product because it's one of those things that you can use and get results immediately within the first 12 hours, guaranteed, or your money back. My wife uses this and she loves it. My sister-in-law uses this and she loves it. And of course, I was the one that, really turned him on to both of them to it. So, really, I'm the hero here. Let's be honest about it. You put it under your eyes and it reduces the puffiness under your eyes.
Yeah, and you're sexy too.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
No, I meant that sarcastically.
Oh, okay. Chamonix has extended their amazing Mother's Day sale. Call now and get free month supply with your order and a free upgrade to express shipping. 800-577-8709. 800-577-8709. They're going to give you a free gift as well. 800-577-8709 for Chamonix Genucel.
Imagine if I only gave you part of a news story. It'd be pretty hard to follow, but honestly, it's the same thing you do when you rely on monitoring your credit and bank statements to protect your identity. You really only get part of the story. Sure, your bank helps detect credit card fraud, but not the many other ways where your identity can be stolen, like when somebody opens a new account or they apply for an online loan in your name. That's why there's LifeLock. They alert you to a wider range of identity threats. And if you have a problem, one of their U.S.-based specialists is going to work to fix it. Now, nobody can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but with LifeLock, you can get comprehensive identity protection that's more than just monitoring your credit card or your account at the bank. You join now and you'll get 10% off when you visit lifelock.com/Beck or call 800-LifeLock and use the promo code Beck. Go to lifelock.com/Beck. Lifelock.com/Beck and save 10%.
Animist Foundation is the name of the Ocala-based nonprofit sanctuary dedicated to the rescue and rehabilitation of wild and domestic animals. Animist, plainly stated, needs your 100% tax-deductible donation, which will go directly to animal care. This sanctuary is run solely on donations. There are so many questions to answer. Please call 843-6379, and they will explain to you how these creatures that live among us are cared for. Please call 843-6379. Thank you.
Here is your 30-second news brief. More than 100 cyclists took part in the 6th annual Claremont Ride of Silence yesterday to honor bicyclists killed on public roadways. AAA predicts record numbers of travelers this Memorial Day weekend. Corrections Secretary Julie Jones says the new budget includes $56 million for an across-the-board pay raise. And the Marion County School Board will allow family members of 2 Lakeware High School seniors who died during the school year to accept diplomas on their behalf. And that is your news brief from The Source.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. A U.S. airstrike has hit pro-Assad forces in Syria.
This according to a senior U.S. defense official who tells Fox the commander on the ground called for the airstrike as a matter of force protection. The president's criticized NAFTA as a horrible deal for the U.S. Now the administration formally notifies Congress it intends to renegotiate the agreement.
The notification starts the clock on a 90-day period in which Congress will consult with the administration about its goals, and negotiations with Canada and Mexico could begin as soon as August 16th.
Fox Radio's John Decker. A car crashing into a crowd in New York City's Times Square, leaving one person dead, injuring about 22.
We're getting information from the New York Police Department that they have arrested a suspect, Richard Rojas, a 26-year-old from the Bronx.
Fox's John Scott. Fox News. We report. You decide.
Men, if you're like me, you appreciate the feeling of a smooth, clean shave. But you're tired of paying $32 for new blades. Stop messing around with those generic razors and start shaving with Harry's for half the price. Harry's is so confident in the quality of their blades, they'll send you their most popular shave set, shaving cream, and post-shave balm for free when you cover shipping, a total value of $20. Just go to harrys.com now and enter code 1138 at checkout to redeem your shave set. That's harrys.com, code 1138.
When smart businesses need to grow their team, they do it on the site proven to deliver, Indeed.com. According to an independent study, Indeed delivers 5 times more hires than any other job site, more hires than the rest combined. And right now we're giving new users a $50 credit to post a sponsored job, boosting your listing and relevant search results. Claim your $50 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Indeed, the world's #1 job site. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
Pay your taxes, eat your vegetables, watch your weight, mow the lawn, clean the house. We all have stuff we don't want to do. Isn't it about time you did something you wanted to do? Like getting your pilot's license?
At Ocala Aviation, they make it fun and easy, and you can start by taking one of their Discovery flights. For only $99, you get to go up in the airplane with an FAA-certified flight instructor and actually fly the plane yourself. It's a perfect way to see if flying is for you. And once you get that ultimate feeling of freedom, Ocala Aviation can train you to get your pilot's license. Ocala Aviation also offers commercial flight training for those looking to make a career change and enter the world of commercial aviation. Ocala Aviation is conveniently located at the Ocala International Airport. So if you're ready to start your adventure, stop by or give them a call today. 861-7484. That's 861-7484. You'll be glad you did. I know I am. Ocala Aviation. Call today. 861-7484.
Cookies, 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 cookies. We go cookie eating cookies.
When you want something special and fun for any occasion, get cookies. King Cookie in the Paddock Mall in Ocala will make a delicious, fun-filled delight just for you. So next time you're in the mall, stop by King Cookie or call 352-237-2557. KingCookieOcala.com. Customized cookies, cakes, and more. King Cookie.
Eating cookies. We're so happy eating cookies. Cookies!
Don't get caught without your daily source of senior deals. Pick up your copy of the Senior Voice newspaper. It's your source for schedule and events tailored to seniors, with information you need, like a list of free events in the area. We even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company to you that fits your needs. And all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about them. For more information, call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223. And pick up your copy of the Senior's Voice at most any business up and down the 200 corridor.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online. Next Generation MD is the future of healthcare now. Listen in the first and third Thursday at 10 a.m. to learn how the future in PRP treatments are here in our area. Find out the many ways that Dr. Juan Jordan, MD, Charles Brooks, NP, and case manager Mark Shaw have brought the family medicine practice to a new level. Hear from the very people that benefit from the fine work they have done in this field. Next Generation MD, every first and third Thursday at 10 a.m. here on WOCA 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
As this academic year comes to a close, the folks at the Voice of South Marion want to say hats off to graduates for diploma, program, certification, or degree. Your hard work deserves recognition. Let's also congratulate the friends and family that helped along the way. Learning is a lifelong process, so as you complete this phase, the Voice of South Marion says congratulations on a job well done and best wishes for a successful future. It's graduation time, and that means lots of celebrations and parties.
Call 861-0011 right now and have Honey Baked Ham prepare your party platters and meals.
Then you, the graduate, friend, and family have time to kick back and enjoy the day.
Honey Baked Ham is located on Southwest 27th Avenue, right behind Best Buy in Ocala.
Call 861-0011.
Pick up and enjoy.
With Honey Baked Ham, every day is a celebration.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accidents. On this Thursday, partly sunny, breezy in the afternoon, high mid-80s at the coast, 92 inland. Partly cloudy Thursday night. There can be a shower in spots near the coast early on. Lows in the upper 60s inland, mid-70s at the coast. Partial sunshine for Friday with a couple of showers. The high 85 at the coast, 93 inland. Saturday, clouds and sun with an afternoon thunderstorm. High 86 at the coast, 92 inland. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
U.S. Senator from the state of Nebraska, Ben Sasse, is in the bullpen, ready to come out, and I'm not sure he's in any shape to come out based on these pictures that are now trending on Twitter of him and Chuck Schumer and John McCain, where honestly their hair is messed up and he's sitting in shorts. Sure, he might say the story he's going to spin is, I was just coming out of the Senate gym and these guys were walking by, but he looks like, as he himself pointed out, he and Chuck Schumer are behind the back of some wedding getting high, smoking reefer. I'm just saying. Ben Sasse with the truth about these stories, these pictures, which we have to get to, what's happening in Washington, where we go here, and he has also written an incredible book called The Vanishing American Adult, something that I can highly recommend that every adult, every parent should read this book. Ben Sasse, the senator from Nebraska, on the topic of the day, chaos, right now.
I will make a stand. I will raise my voice. I will hold your hand. 'Cause we are one. I will beat my drum. I have made my choice. We will overcome. 'Cause we are one.
The fusion of entertainment and enlightenment. This is the Glenn Beck Program.
Senator Ben Sasse, we'd like to treat you with respect, and then we saw the pictures of you in the red shorts, and
you know what it is? It's reminiscent of, remember the book that Arlen Specter wrote, where he talked about the Senate bathhouse?
Yeah, that's right.
John Thune was naked in the hot tub.
Yeah,
we made tender love for an hour.
I don't think you wrote that, but Ben Sasse, welcome to the program, sir.
I am here just to be your straight man.
Wow. What unfortunate timing for you to be on this program after these pictures are trending now.
Yeah, I think my phone's breaking up, but it's been good. I've enjoyed the interview. Thanks for the time.
Not a problem. Do you stand by, I'm sure you stand by the red shorts, but how about the little pencil legs?
Wow, pencil legs. That's too soon, brother.
Too soon? I'm sorry. Okay. All right.
Well, to be honest, I'm just happy I'm not wearing Umbros, because there's a lot of workout mornings where I would have been in 1992 garb.
Yeah, so, we'll come back in about 20 minutes. It won't be too soon. I want to talk to you about your book, The Vanishing American Adult, which I think you are spot on so much. We were kicking around that we believe that there should be a constitutional amendment that makes it illegal for any senator to write a book, because they usually don't have anything to say. And who the hell do you think you are writing a book?
I am. If the book has a little bit of substance, I'm ashamed. I apologize.
All right. Okay.
I'll
All
do
right.
better next time.
Okay. I do want to get to the book, but can we start with the news of the day and the storm that is happening in Washington, D.C.? Can you tell us the weather pattern?
Yeah, there's weather and there's climate, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about weather as you want to, but let's be sure we also then back up and put it in the context
of climate.
Because the chaos here isn't just the last 4 months. It isn't just the last 18 months. It's not just his presidential cycle. It's that for a heck of a long time, we've forgotten to do basic civics. And when you don't do basic civics, you lose that sense of what politics are for. Because I'm of the one cheer for politics school. Zero cheers doesn't work. The world's broken, and so you need a framework for liberty. You need security. We need spies. We need to protect sources and methods. We need to have clarity about when and what foreign interventions we do and don't do, and what allies we support and not. But you don't want Washington to be the center of the world, and 5 of the 7 richest counties in America are now here. That's because we've not been doing civics, and so there's a drift toward government filling that vacuum.
What is the forecast for any of the president's initiatives going through? Tax cuts, health care, the border, with all of this going on, the wall. I mean, what is any of it going to come? Is happening?
I really hope. I obviously overwhelmingly hope, and partly believe some of it will still happen. There will be some movement on an agenda, but the reality is there's just not much of a decision-making process in the White House right now, with a really big carve-out, which is on the national security side. General McMaster is a really good pick by the president, and he's doing a really good job. The president has named a bunch of exceptional people on the foreign policy and national security space. So Mattis is arguably the most impressive person at the Pentagon in a half a century, for example. And those folks are working together trying to develop a strategy. You know, the president's planning to still leave town tomorrow night and go to the Middle East, and his idea about trying to foster and facilitate more Arab-Sunni cooperation as a counterforce against, you know, the last administration's willingness to let Iran expand its sphere of influence. Lots of things happening there that are important and worth deliberating about. The problem is, on the domestic policy and the economic policy side, there's really not any decision-making process inside the White House. Well, so you just have kiddie soccer.
That's exactly right. He has really done a great job on the security side, especially with foreign policy and the Pentagon. I think McMaster, tremendous. However, where are the Republicans? I mean, you have the greatest cover going on right now. I mean, Barack Obama used to try to overwhelm the system and have the news cycle going out of control, so you couldn't pay attention to anything. You didn't know what to watch. And I used to say on Fox all the time, watch the other hand. Well, there is no other hand here. Can anyone in Congress actually start to put together some proposals that the president only has to sign?
So here, let's distinguish between what should happen and what is really possible, because one of the places where I've changed in the 2.5 years I've been here is I still believe that what should happen is the legislature, as the Article 1 branch, should be the place where policy deliberation and initiative happen.
Right.
But now, descriptively, the reality is, since the rise of television, since the late 40s, early 50s, when television became the main way that we communicate together, and now let's call it television, let's call it moving imagery as opposed to print-based culture, right? An image-based culture. So now the rise of digital media. Descriptively, you've really never had any big things happen in Washington the last 6 or 7 decades if the president wasn't using the bully pulpit to focus attention on one issue. And right now, obviously, for lots of reasons, this White House doesn't have any kind of clarity about policy initiatives. And so they kind of bounce around from thing to thing. That doesn't exonerate the Congress. The Congress has a 9% approval rating, and to quote my wife, that seems insanely too high. So the Congress is not doing its work, but neither of these two political parties have had clarity of an agenda for the American people for, a decade, 2 decades. And so right now, both parties' main job, they think, is to flit about doing hot take to hot take and mainly saying that the other people are even worse than we are. That's different than casting a vision. You get back in. But the particular visions we should talk about, but as a descriptive matter, we should admit that absent a bully pulpit from the White House to guide a domestic or economic policy agenda, it's not very likely that it'll go forward.
Why is that, though? I mean, you guys can come up with the rules. You guys can pass the laws. You guys can
and it's not that hard. It's not that hard. Cut the spending.
Go.
It's not that hard.
But we had but spending is really mostly about entitlements now, and the public doesn't seem to want us to focus on entitlements. We still should, and I would gladly lose, right? I've run for one thing once in my life. Politics are not the center of my life or identity. I would gladly try to have a big conversation about actually being honest with the American people about entitlements. Most people here have zero desire to do that. I thought until the last presidential cycle, only the Democrats were indifferent to whether or not we bankrupted our children. But now, when you had 17 Republican candidates for president, and 15 of the 17 started the election cycle saying we need to tell the truth about entitlements. Only 2 didn't, and it seems like the public didn't really care. There isn't enough domestic discretionary spending that can possibly make a difference to move the needle. I'll give you one stat. When Kennedy was president, 52% of our federal spending was national security. 1% was health entitlements. Today, 71% of our spending is 5 entitlement programs, and the remaining 29% of all federal spending is half and half, defense and non-defense discretionary spending.
Wow.
Well, I think we underinvest in defense. I can make a bunch of cases about why I believe that. The 14.5% that's non-defense discretionary, you just can't solve the problems of bankrupting our kids there, even if you took all of it away. The problem is in entitlements, and there's no political will or courage here to tackle that.
But hang on just a second. Is there enough political, forget about the courage and can you muster up enough will to get a consensus on something? Because with this swirling around, the press is so busy feeding in the bloody water that I think you guys could get almost anything through at this point.
So let's talk about Obamacare entitlements as an example, about why so many Republicans don't seem to actually want to repeal and replace Obamacare. We could then all start technical stuff about why it takes 60 votes to do most things in the Senate. We only have 52 senators, so you got to do reconciliation, which is only a subset. But for a minute, just bracket all that. Substantively, there are 50 Republicans. We have the vice president, so we need 50 of the 52 of us to do anything at all, and then you could use Mike Pence as the tiebreaker. You'd need 50 of 52 of us to agree what's wrong in American health care. I have very well-formulated views. You can argue with me, but I have a clear sense of what I think is wrong in American health care. And though Obamacare exacerbated lots of problems, it isn't the case that the problems of American healthcare just began 8 years ago. The American healthcare system had unsustainable, premium growth of 2.5 times inflationary growth annually for year on year on year on year. Why is it that we never get higher quality, lower cost care in American healthcare? There's a technical business case and policy argument for why that is. I didn't know before I got here that most Republicans don't really understand that or want to fix that. You have Republicans who really think the worst part of Obamacare is the Cadillac tax. That's insane. It's a tiny, tiny little piece of the program, and you could debate the merits of whether or not a tax on employer-sponsored insurance that equalized the individual market is good or bad policy, but it's a tiny part of what the story is in Obamacare, and we seemingly have Republicans who have so little clarity about a vision for a system of health care where you'd have an insurance policy that's portable across job and geographic change for American families, which is what we need in American health care. More and more jobs are going to get shorter and shorter, and most of the uninsurance in American life is from people changing jobs.
So
it's
Ben,
not from health status.
So
it's
Ben, when does somebody like you and a group of you, even if it's 3 or 5, when does a group of you say basically what the Republicans said in the 1850s? Neither party is serious. I'm not going to play this game anymore. And in a very short period of time, without social media, what started as about 20 people elected the president in 1860. What is a tipping point? Because I hear this from Republicans all the time, and you're seeing the number of people who are saying, I'm not having anything to do with the Republican Party. Yeah. I'm not having anything to do with the Democratic Party. There is a large, growing number of people who are sick of both of them. When is it that your guys are going to just come out and say, I can't do it anymore? Because it's all lies.
Well said. So let's unpack it a little bit. I'm third or fourth most conservative guy in the Senate by voting record, but I'm not very partisan in that I'm very unimpressed with both of these parties. So I have thought of my calling, and my approach to this job has been that I think of myself as functionally an independent who caucuses with the Republicans. And so when you have Republican versus Democratic fights on the things that we're voting on now, I'm not just Republican. I'm, at the conservative end of the Republican continuum. So I am Republican when the choice is Republican versus Democrat. But what I'm really for is limited government. I'm for families and mediating institutions and markets, and I'm for the future in that we should be talking about the challenges of 10 and 15 and 20 years from now before they're fully upon us with the way cyber is going to remake warfare, for example. And so I am trying to have a conversation that is, okay, fine. On the continuum of stuff we're fighting, in my mind, I have 3 levels of this. The bottom level is right to left continuum on small policy. Then one layer above that is right to left continuum on the bigger policies that we know how to think about right now, but there's not a lot of political courage or will. That's stuff like entitlement reform. What would a portable healthcare system really look like? But then above that, there's another tier, which is the most important one, which is basic civics education and what are we trying to do as a people in America. Because America is the most exceptional nation in the history of the world because we believe in the dignity of 320 million Americans. We believe in the dignity of 7 billion people that God gives rights to by nature, and government is a shared project to secure those rights, and we need to pass on that understanding of a republic. And right now we've allowed our foundations to erode for so long that we don't have a shared American narrative. So a bunch of people, sort of reduced down to tribe. And when you're lonely at home, which is a lot of what's happening in America right now, as we hollow out these local institutions, people are projecting more onto politics. These two parties aren't worthy of projecting your grand hopes and dreams on. Parties are tools, and these tools are pretty spent and exhausted. So I'll stop here. But to your point, Glenn, I do think these two parties are going to be disrupted and disintermediated. That doesn't mean I'm for a mushy middle between these two. I'm for a conservatism that goes beyond this present moment of constant short-termist kiddie soccer.
I will tell you, just what I heard was one of the most stirring and exciting things I've heard from any leader in a long time. Ben is going to continue to be with us. Senator Ben Sasse, he's written basically what you just heard is what he's talking about here, a bigger picture, the vanishing American adult, our coming-of-age crisis, and how to rebuild a culture of self-reliance. That's the name of his book. A lot of books, I'll read Mike Lee books because they're deep on the Constitution, but it's just like, okay, I got it. This is an important book, especially if you're a parent. Ben Sasse, the Vanishing American Adult. It's available in bookstores everywhere. Back with Ben Sasse here in just a minute. Our sponsor this half hour is Simply Safe. One family in Wisconsin, fire cost them $40,000 in damage. Everything gone, heirlooms charred. Why? Because they didn't have a smoke alarm. They waited for somebody to see the flames from next door. However, Tricia, she's a Simply Safe home security user. Now, she went to simplysafebeck.com. She went and she got all of the things to, put on the windows and everything. She got the smoke detector. She put it in. She installed it herself. It's really not hard. I can do it. You plug in the base station and then it tells you, okay, take the smoke detector out of the box, stick it here, put it over here. She did. That's why fire was dispatched the minute there was smoke, not flames, smoke in her house. And everything was saved, even though she was on vacation. She was 3 states away. Round the clock, professional security that is going to be alerted and dispatched immediately for $14.99 a month. Get 24/7 connection to dispatch, lightning fast response time in emergencies with simplysafebeck.com. Get a 10% discount now on the system. You own it. It's unbelievably affordable. simplysafebeck.com. 10% off your home security system now at simplysafebeck.com.
The Glenn Beck Program. Mercury.
Do you remember the good old days when we were advocating for small government and conservative values, when we could actually have a civil debate? It seems not anymore. The country hasn't seen this level of hatred, I fear, since the Civil War. The battle is shaking our foundations to the core. So what's next? Recent history shouldn't give you much hope, but my hope is that's all wrong. A miracle will save us from ourselves. In these days, it's crucial for patriots to be self-reliant and have food storage and a plan to get your family through a crisis. My Patriot Supply can help you do it. Get their 4-week survival food supply for only $99. That's breakfast, lunch, and dinner for an entire month. My Patriot Supply at 1-800-200-7163, or you can order online at preparewithglenn.com. That's 4 weeks for $99. Packed fresh and ship free. Food that lasts up to 25 years and could save your life. Call 800-200-7163 or preparewithglenn.com. 800-200-7163. Preparewithglenn.com.
WOCA gets results.
We'll get advertisers just because they saw the success of the help we gave to a nonprofit. That's what I like.
The Marion County Literacy Council.
Vets Helping Vets, the Arnett House, Habitat for Humanity. And what goes around comes around. So many great advertisers have chosen WOCA to advertise their services and their products simply because they saw the power during a public service campaign.
WOCA gets results.
Hey Ocala, this is Kelly Hart, Executive Editor of Ocala Magazine. Did you know last year Ocala Magazine won more awards in excellence than any other publication in Florida? And this year, Ocala Magazine was named Best Consumer Magazine in the state. Now you can join me every Friday at 10 a.m. on Ocala Magazine Radio, where we bring the pages of Ocala Magazine to life, right here on The Source. Ocala Magazine thanks you for making us number one. And remember, there is only one Ocala Magazine.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to tune in to the first and third Thursday of the month at 11 a.m. to learn about the latest advances in healthcare available right here at home. Ocala Regional Medical Center and Strive have teamed up to bring the most qualified medical professionals on the air to answer your questions and bring information to help you in your decisions concerning your health. Again, that's the first and third Thursday. Health matters.
Hospice of Marion County has an urgent need for volunteers to share a conversation with someone, run errands, hold someone's hand. All you need is a willingness to help others. Our volunteers believe the blessings they receive far exceed the services they offer. Will you consider serving, caring, and making a difference? Call today, 873-7441. Hospice of Marion County, making more moments of life possible.
Is the Glenn Beck Program.
Sign up for the newsletter and get all the info you need to know at glennbeck.com.
Hey, Senator Ben Sasse is with us. Ben, I just want to, just off the top of my head, I'm just thinking about the different states. Does Nebraska have a rule about running for Senate and, let's say, president at the same time?
Yeah, the only thing I've ever looked at is Noxious Weed Control Board and Husker Offensive Coordinator. So you're talking to the wrong guy.
Talking to the wrong guy. We should check. You should check into that because you're up for re-election in 2020, and that's the same year there's a presidential election.
Yeah, I'm not great with math. I don't know about that stuff. I was told there would be no math.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah. We were told there wouldn't be any embarrassing pictures of you and Chuck Schumer too. So, is it still too soon?
I think that's probably been photoshopped. I think you should move on.
The vanishing.
Since we've been on the phone, though, somebody handed me a Photoshop version of it that has Schumer with a huge joint in his hand in the photo now. We should doubt the veracity of all these photos.
I mean, you do look like Cheech and Chong sitting there. You really do. What was the?
Open up, man! It's me, Dave.
Well, what was going on there in those pictures, Ben? What were we talking about?
So I work out early in the morning, and then I sneak outside the gym and start out the day talking to my kids on the phone, and I do some radio. And so I was sitting outside the Russell building where our gym is, getting ready to do some radio, and Cotton came up, and he and I were talking some national security stuff.
Okay, so what I heard here, I hate to interrupt you. You are a sitting senator, but what we heard here is he starts his day smoking pot with Chuck Schumer every day. Back in a minute, Ben Sasse.
listening to the Glenn Beck Program.
Mercury.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. A U.S. airstrike has hit pro-Assad forces in Syria. This according to a senior U.S. defense official who tells Fox the commander on the ground called for the airstrike as a matter of force protection. The president's criticized NAFTA as a horrible deal for the U.S. Now the administration formally notifies Congress it intends to renegotiate the agreement.
The notification starts the clock on a 90-day period in which Congress will consult with the administration about its goals, and negotiations with Canada and Mexico could begin as soon as August 16th.
Fox Radio's John Decker. A car crashing into a crowd in New York City's Times Square, leaving one person dead, injuring about 22.
We're getting information from the New York Police Department that they have arrested a suspect, Richard Rojas, a 26-year-old from the Bronx.
Fox's John Scott. Fox News. We report. You decide.
Men, if you're like me, you appreciate the feeling of a smooth, clean shave. But you're tired of paying $32 for new blades. Stop messing around with those generic razors and start shaving with Harry's for half the price. Harry's is so confident in the quality of their blades, they'll send you their most popular shave set, shaving cream, and post-shave balm for free when you cover shipping, a total value of $20. Just go to harrys.com now and enter code 1138 at checkout to redeem your shave set. That's harrys.com, code 1138.
When smart businesses need to grow their team, they do it on the site proven to deliver, Indeed.com. According to an independent study, Indeed delivers 5 times more hires than any other job site, more hires than the rest combined. And right now we're giving new users a $50 credit to post a sponsored job, boosting your listing and relevant search results. Claim your $50 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Indeed, the world's #1 job site. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY, only $4.99. Plus, DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
We all know the importance of good health, but we may not know the latest advances in medicine that are available to us. Monday at 9 a.m., Bern Paraiso will be our roving medical reporter to tell us about Seven Hill Gastroenterology PA and Dr. Reddy. We'll discuss screening, techniques, and more. So tune in and listen. This is more than news you can use. It's news that could save your life. That's Monday at 9:05 a.m.
Animus Foundation is the name of the Ocala-based nonprofit sanctuary dedicated to the rescue and rehabilitation of wild and domestic animals. Animus, plainly stated, needs your 100% tax-deductible donation, which will go directly to animal care. This sanctuary is run solely on donations. There are so many questions to answer. Please call 843-6379, and they will explain to you how these creatures that live among us are cared for. Please call 843-6379. Thank you.
Hi, this is Vanessa Lane Jennings with the Jennings Law Firm, located here in beautiful Ocala. Join me every single Friday at 10:30 for Legal Lane. We'll be discussing various legal topics such as family law, criminal law, contracts, and much more. So this is your chance to call in with your legal questions and have them answered. That's every Friday, 10:30, right here, WOCA The Source.
Veterans are the foundation upon which our freedom is built. Listen to The Source, WOCA, each Thursday at 9 a.m. to Veterans News with Hank Whittier from Vets Helping Vets. You'll hear tributes, information on veterans issues, and stories that will make you laugh, cry, and feel proud. Veterans News always focuses on the military, past and present, and on our first responders. Veterans News is brought to you each week by Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens and Nursery, keeping you blooming since 1952. Robin, how do you like my design?
You're designing a box?
That's not a box. It's a doghouse.
Rough draft for your rough? Sounds like you need personal service.
I do?
Yes, to print the blueprints. See Mark at the Personal Service Center. He can print blueprints, notarize permit applications, print and mail out invoices, and even provide great-looking business cards.
Personal Service Center. That's the one on the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street, right?
Just look for the yellow signs. Your pedigree palace will be a reality in no time.
There's truly so much in this new book by Senator Ben Sasse that has nothing to do with politics, has everything about restoring America. The problems really stem from within our own homes. No matter who you are, no matter how big you think you are, or how much of you're a United States senator, the most important work you will ever do will be within inside the walls of your home. And he has this is not just a screed against what's happening. This is an actual plan to help restore it. The Vanishing American Adult, Our Coming of Age Crisis, and How to Rebuild a Culture of Self-Reliance. Ben, I don't even know where to start on this book. I want to start on let's start with you defining the problem, and then I want to start with one of the solutions in the book that I am personally going to do with my family. I think it is such a great idea. Start with what the problem is.
Thanks. So I think a lot of our kids are caught in a state of perpetual adolescence, and that's not good for them, and it's not good for our communities, and it's not good for the Republic. But the book is not, The Vanishing American Adult is not a blame-laying book. It's 2/3, as you said, Glenn, constructive project. What do we do about it? How do we make this better? But if we were going to lay some blame, we're not laying it really directly at the feet of teens and 20-somethings. This is not an anti-millennial book. It is more about parents and grandparents. We haven't done a good job of recognizing that this new category of perpetual adolescence that's drifted in has let us sort of start to think of adolescence as a destination as opposed to a means to an end. Childhood is a glorious part of life. It's supposed to be protected. Our kids' innocence is supposed to be guarded. And then adulthood, you get to pursue the good, the true, and the beautiful, and the heights of human achievement, and loving your neighbor, and building the new app that's going to change the world. Adolescence is that transitional state between the two, and it's not an eternal idea. It's only a couple thousand years old that we've had this idea that you hit puberty, you get to biological adulthood, and you don't have to be totally an independent adult yet. And that's a pretty special thing, except if you act like adolescence is a destination. And right now it's really hard to tell 10 and 15 and 20-year-olds apart. That's not good.
I will tell you, it's sometimes hard to tell parents apart from the 15-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, we have started to think of life as different consumption opportunities. We are the richest people at the richest time and place in all of human history. Of course, there are some bumps over the course of the last 7, 8, 9 years, but this is a couple decades in the making problem, and it's going to last for half a century in the future. We are largely unable to feel in our belly the distinction between production and consumption, and that's new across time and space.
Explain the difference.
So when you work, when you're needed, when you're producing something, when you're serving your neighbor, you do something that's for the benefit of somebody else. Consumption is a different kind of a thing, and lots of consumption is great, right? I mean, there are all sorts of things that when we consume a fine meal, it is recreating. It revivifies us to go back and serve again. But we're not satisfied in life if we just consume more and more stuff. And right now we're having a kind of pop cultural sense that we're drifting toward a world where more and more cotton candy may be good for us. We all know that's not true. There's a 2 and a 7-minute dopamine hit that feels good to take more cotton candy, but 2 and 7 hours later, let alone 2 and 7 years later, I never look back and say, oh, that was great. I'm glad I did that. And right now, our kids are not developing a work ethic in any sort of intentional way. Okay. And it's our fault that we're not celebrating scar tissue with
So let's go celebrating scar tissue. This is the kind of stuff that is in this book that you... Please go out and buy this book. It is just that is worth the price of it. Celebrating scar tissue. What do you mean by that, Ben?
Well, scar tissue is the foundation of future character, right? At our house, when we get stitches, we throw a little party because if we get stitches and it didn't come with a spinal injury that's going to have permanent, problems for us, we think we got away with something. My wife and I use the frame, and I want to be clear, we're not setting our family up as a model in this. We stumble and fall every day. We are sinners, but we have a shared theory of what we're trying to accomplish as parents, and we want to get our kids toward an independent adulthood. And so Melissa and I use this idea that a huge part of parenting kids from 8 to 10 to 12 to 14 to 16 is about training wheel removal exercises. How can we help them get from a place where they need our they need our protection, where they're still dependent, to get them to a place where they're independent so they can live a life of gratitude to God by serving their neighbor and doing something productive. I am a no training wheels guy when I teach my kids to bike. I'm sort of a freak about this. I've trained my 3 kids and a lot of neighbor kids. I like teaching kids how to ride a bike, but we don't do training wheels at our house. At the time we bubble wrap them, because I'm critical of bubble wrapping in this book, but we're going to teach them how to ride a bike. We wrap them in all their snow gear, right? They got ski pants and a big winter coat on. We put a hat on them. And I put the bike, no training wheels, on a slightly declining hill, and I run behind them, and I bat them. I'm straddling the back wheel, and I bat them shoulder to shoulder to shoulder, trying to let them finally catch their balance. And when they do, it's like a 2-hour learning process, and all of a sudden they catch their balance a few times, and it's glorious. Like there's this moment, and now they can ride a bike. And the goal of teaching a kid to ride a bike is not for them to have training wheels forever. It's for them to ride next to you and smell the flowers and have a great workout. And so much of parenting should be about figuring out how can we take off the training wheels. Let's protect them as we're taking them off. But the goal is to get them to independence.
Ben, I've talked to you several times, and I've always been impressed by you. But this is remarkable stuff. And you and your family are going to be added to my family's nightly prayers. You have a lot to teach. Can we jump to a part in the book where you're talking about the 5-foot shelf?
Yeah. The book is structured. 1/3 is a cultural crit, stage setting. Where did this perpetual adolescence come from? Then the last 2/3 is, let's think of 5 things we could do to help our kids realize what it means to be an independent adult. Because it's not just progressing through grades in school. That's one of the problems, is that we've started to think that what growing up is about checking these markers of just grade progression. And mostly school, which is really important, is a tool. It's a means to an end, but we want them to get to these certain ends. So I frame the book around, The Vanishing American Adult is built around developing a work ethic. It's about learning to limit consumption, distinguish among different kinds of consumption, and especially know the difference between need and want. Don't assume that everything you might feel a yearning for, an appetite for, that you might want, that doesn't make it necessarily a need. How do you learn how to travel? How do you build intergenerational relationships? And to your point, Glenn, how do we learn to be a truly literate people? Not functionally literate, not can you read a passage if you sit down to do it, but how can you build appetites where you want to be a reader? Because our republic is premised on the idea of deliberation, the ability to be dispassionate and to reflect on other ideas, to persuade or to be persuaded, not to be in a safe space, but to actually encounter hard and different ideas. And so we built this idea. It's related to some canon fights, but it's not really about a one-size-fits-all canon for America. It'd be fun to have that discussion too. But it is, how do I teach my kids to get to a place where they've got a shelf of books that they want to read, that they've started to read, that they want to go back to again? How do we get them to love both quantity and quality as they actually become appetitive readers?
So, for instance, the founding documents, how do you get your kids to want to read those?
Well, for one thing, you let them understand that there were big debates, right? We sometimes read these documents and it feels like they're scripture handed down from heaven, and everything about them can start to feel boring because it's just eternal truth where there was no dispute. And so one of the things we do, again, distinguishing quantity and quality, we want them to be addicted to quality. We want them to be formed and shaped by a certain set of books. I sort of made up the idea that the average width of a book is about an inch. And so we call it a 5-foot shelf because we wanted to put 60 books on it. We want our kids to have a 60-book, 5-foot shelf that when they leave home, they've already started through these books, and these are books they want to go back to. Well, it's fine for us to use quantity as a pathway into quality. When my kids were 7 and 8 and 9 and starting to read, we just wanted them to read more. And so we let them read stuff that felt a little bit cotton candy-ish. And then once they were developing a real appetite and a desire to read, then we'd start substituting in a little bit more vegetables for some of the ice cream.
So
and the cotton candy.
let me go through some of the books that you say are on your shelf, and it's different for everybody. C.S. Lewis, Martin Luther King, all understandable. You put George Orwell, Karl Marx, and Moneyball.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, so first what I tried to do was I wouldn't let there be more than 5 books in any particular category. So first I thought about genres. My wife and I got out a bunch of index cards, and we started looking at our shelf and pulling down books that we would say, this is so important that even if I think I disagree with big pieces of it, so Marx as an example, or Rousseau's Emile, which is sort of one of the most interesting books ever written on child rearing, but written by an absolutely despicable person. Jean-Jacques Rousseau, abandoned his own kids at an orphanage so he could have more time to write, and then he had the hubris to write a book about how you'd raise kids. So there are people that I strongly disagree with, but I wanted the criteria to be, this is a book so important that I would want to read it more than twice in my life, and I would want to spend $20 to buy it to give to other people I love and care about, because I'd like to frame a debate with them where we keep coming back to some of these ideas. So we've got index cards out, started naming a bunch of our books. We started building stacks, and as we name categories like, sort of fundamental theology, or American history, or founding documents, or markets, or American literature. In each of these, we would only let there be 5 books. You had to max out at that. So I was trying to get to 12 categories of 5 or fewer books. And I just randomly realized that I had a prison lit category. Prison literature, from Mandela to the Apostle Paul, to Martin Luther. There's a whole bunch of to Martin Luther King, a whole bunch of really interesting stuff that's been written when people were in prison. And so we just sort of organically built a list. It took weeks and months of haggling at my house as we came up with a list. And our list is totally imperfect. And when people read it, they're going to want to scream, my goodness, what's wrong with you, man? There's no poetry category in your list. You're a broken intellect. And when people want to start arguing about the boundaries of our list, then I think we've succeeded. Because the vanishing American adult is not saying, I know the one way to parent. It's that lots of American parents are worried that we're not parenting well, and we don't have a deliberative context to talk with our friends and neighbors about it. And the purpose of the vanishing American adult is to bring people together into conversation where we argue about this, because we're all going to do a better job if we're more intentional about our parenting.
So, Ben, you were supposed to come in today. You were going to be with us, but you had a vote that you had to be back for. And I wanted to pay you, offered to come in and, sit with me at 5 o'clock in the morning to do an hour on television. And I said no to that, because what I'd really like to do is see if there's a time where you and your wife can come in and just talk about this. I think this is, it is exactly where my head is right now, that we are in a culture of absolute chaos because we don't know what's true anymore. And everything is up for grabs. And we have to find our way to putting things back together for our kids, enough for them to be able to then wrestle with some of these new ideas that are causing chaos. Can I invite you and your wife to come in together? Would she ever say yes to that?
I like it a lot. In general, she doesn't like to do media, but for you on this topic, I think there's a chance I could twist her arm and persuade her to do it. So let's talk more about that offline.
Okay.
But one of the things that you said there that I want to completely underscore is the word virtue. You didn't use it, but you were speaking about it. When people hear virtue right now, that we all get a squeamishness. Oh, that sounds like a highly moralistic tone. Actually, the root of virtue is from the Latin word for strength. And a huge part of what America presupposes is that when we go through hard times, we individuals and we families and we local communities are actually tough enough to navigate lots of these problems. And right now we have a kind of national drift toward a belief that we're all so fragile that, A, these problems probably can't be solved, and if they can be solved, they better be solved by some strong man who says, if I were your political leader, I can fix everything. That is not an American idea. And the truth is, these young people, these teens and 20-somethings, are going to have to be more resilient.
They're the hero generation.
More perseverant than anybody before, because we've never had a time when 40 and 45 and 50-year-olds regularly lost their jobs because of technological change. And that's the world that our young people are going to enter. We need them to be tough. It's because we love them that you want them to be gritty, not because you're trying to harm them, but because you want them to be able to navigate this world and love the good, the true, and the beautiful, and serve their neighbor.
Ben Sass, The Vanishing American Adult, Our Coming-of-Age Crisis and How to Rebuild a Culture of Self-Reliance. You're going to be hearing a lot of that on this program. Please go out and buy this book now. This is one that every single American who wants to solve the problems and are tired of looking at the problem in Washington need to put their nose in this book for a while. It will spur you into some action. Ben Sass, The Vanishing American Adult. We'll talk to you again soon, Ben. Thank you so much.
Great to be with you.
You bet. Senator from Nebraska. Now this. You heard about the massive cyber attack by the ransomware called WannaCry. It hit 200,000 victims across nearly 150 countries. It's ransomware that locked files demand you pay $300 to regain access to your data or lose your files forever. These things lead to identity theft, and a safeguard against the epidemic and allowing hackers to access your data, you need to update your operating system, security software, and back up your computer files and data. Nobody wants to be a victim of cybercrime, but the fact is more than one-third of Americans experienced a cybercrime last year. That's why Norton and LifeLock have now joined forces to help protect against the evolving threats to everyone's digital security. Norton security subscribers are being protected against this new threat. Together, Norton and LifeLock are committed to providing more protection for your devices, your data, and identity. I want you to go right now, 1-800-LifeLock, 1-800-LifeLock. Use the promo code Norton60 for details. 1-800-LifeLock, promo code Norton60.
You're listening to the Glenn Beck Program.
Mercury.
My wife and I needed new curtains and blinds badly. We wanted something new and fresh in our bedroom, so we emailed Blinds.com and asked them, can you help us figure this out? They replied immediately. That Saturday morning, we emailed, we FaceTime, where they took pictures of our house and then superimposed the pictures of the blinds and the drapes that we wanted. Blinds.com not only completely transformed the room, but they gave us some of the best customer service I have ever experienced. Plus, if you accidentally mismeasure or pick the wrong color, they'll remake your blinds for free. They'll even send you free samples to make sure everything looks just as good in person as it does online. Every order gets free shipping. Their prices are the best, and right now they're even better. Right now, welcome spring with site-wide savings at Blinds.com. Now through May 24th, save up to 40% on select brands at Blinds.com. Plus, save an additional 5% with promo code BECK. That's Blinds.com. Save up to 40% selected brands and promo code BECK for an additional 5% off. Blinds.com. Promo code BECK. Rules and restrictions do apply.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing. Our tractor services include bush hog, disking, front end loader, box blade, and stump grinding. We also have zero-turn mowers for the smaller paddocks, aisleways, fence rows, and lawn care. Fence row spraying is also available for weed control. We are licensed and insured. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440, or online at powellgene, Gene, at yahoo.com. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing.
Are you in need of custom screen printing, embroidery, or promotional items? Then look no further and come visit the brand new Legacy Team Sales. LTS is conveniently located off 17th Street next to Armstrong Homes in beautiful Ocala. We offer the best prices and highest quality products for your company, team, school, or nonprofit. Whether looking for screen printed shirts, embroidered polos, or travel team uniforms, you'll be sure to find it at Legacy Team Sales. Come visit our new 27,000 square foot facility. Our friendly and knowledgeable sales staff will assist you in every part of your custom purchase. LTS carries the hottest brands in the industry like Under Armour, Russell, Mizuno, Asics, Badger Sports, Gildan, Pacific, Ogio, and many more. At LTS, screen printing embroidery is done in-house and we guarantee customer satisfaction. Stop by, give us a call, or check us out on the web at shoplts.com. Remember the name, LTS.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 572-2510. That's 572-2510.
Whether you're just starting out in your career or ready to make a change, being a commercial pilot is within your reach. The FAA has predicted that in the next few years, the number of planes in the sky will double, and that means a lot more jobs in aviation. Ocala Aviation has teamed up with an accredited university, enabling you to get a college degree in aviation while training to be a commercial pilot. And with options like financial aid, grants, and scholarships, it's never been a better time to get your new career in aviation started today. For more information, call me at Ocala Aviation, 352-861-7484.
Hi, I'm Big Daddy Don Garlitz, asking you to support adoption by purchasing a Choose Life license plate from your county tag office. You know it costs a lot to give a child life. Many times a woman is forced to make a bad choice because of financial pressures. Help save the lives of the unborn children by aiding women whom choose life instead of abortion. Take a stand for life. Purchase your Choose Life license plate today. For more information, go to chooselife.org or call 352-624-2854.
This is the Glenn Beck Program.
Go. Welcome back, America. Welcome back, America. Again, the name of the book is Ben Sass, The Vanishing American Adult. Penn Jillette joins me tonight at 5 o'clock with an awesome interview. Unlike anything else I've ever done before, I found Penn's pivot point, and it's fascinating.
This is the Glenn Beck Program. Mercury.
Like most forms of insurance, gold is best when it's bought well before you think you're going to need it. Imagine what happens to the world if we get into another war in the Middle East, or a war with Russia over the Middle East, or on the other side of the world. We have a madman in North Korea with the power to launch nuclear weapons against the U.S. and its allies. We have France potentially leaving the EU and collapsing the European economy. We have record global debt, a Federal Reserve that wants to start dumping its massive portfolio, and a Congress that's paralyzed by infighting. We could just wait until these events overtake us, or we can call gold now. Gold is the smart asset for times of uncertainty. Gold is negatively correlated to major asset classes and can help reduce portfolio volatility. You need to speak to my friends at Goldline now and learn how easy it is to add gold to your portfolio or IRA. Call 866-GOLDLINE, read their important risk information, and find out if it's right for you. 1-866-465-3546. It's goldline.com. You hiring? Do you know where to post your job to find the best candidates? Because I have no idea. And that's why I use ZipRecruiter. It posts automatically with a single click. Your job is posted to 100+ job sites. Then their powerful technology efficiently matches the right people to your job better than anybody else. And this is what makes ZipRecruiter different. Unlike other job sites, ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It goes out and finds them. In fact, over 80% of jobs posted on ZipRecruiter get a qualified candidate in just 24 hours. You don't have to juggle emails, calls to your office. You just screen them, you rate them, and you manage the candidates all in one place with ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use dashboard. Find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by businesses of all sizes to find the most qualified job candidates with immediate results. And right now, you can post your job on ZipRecruiter for free. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/Beck. ZipRecruiter.com/Beck. One more time. Try it for free. ZipRecruiter.com/Beck.
Cookies, 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 cookies. We go cookie eating cookies.
When you want something special and fun for any occasion, get cookies. King Cookie in the Paddock Mall in Ocala will make a delicious, fun-filled delight just for you. So next time you're in the mall, stop by King Cookie or call 352-237-2557. KingCookieOcala.com. Customized cookies, cakes, and more. King Cookie.
Eating cookies. We're so happy eating cookies. Cookies!
This is the beat of a normal heart. Now this is the beat of a heart of someone who just snorted or injected or smoked methamphetamine. Why? For a high. And this is what happens to that normal heartbeat. It's irregular, it's racing, it's why it's called speed, and it can do bizarre things to our heads. It can make us aggressive and violent. We can start hallucinating and end up doing some serious damage to people. Call 1-8888-NO-METH today for more information on methamphetamine. That's 1-8888-NO-METH.
A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free Florida and America.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. U.S. warplanes carrying out an airstrike against pro-Assad forces in southeastern Syria.
After a show of force to try to stop the pro-Assad forces was ignored, the coalition commander took the decision to hit the forces operating in a, quote, well-established deconfliction zone.
Fox's Jennifer Griffin, the Deputy Attorney General, making his first appearance this afternoon on Capitol Hill since appointing former FBI Director Robert Mueller to oversee a Russia probe.
In this new position, Mueller will have broad authorities. He will be able to issue subpoenas. He will be able to conduct depositions. He'll be able to access classified information.
Fox's Catherine Herridge, President Trump tweeting the probe is the greatest witch hunt of a politician in American history. And we're learning that rocker Chris Cornell of Soundgarden and Audioslave killed himself by hanging in a Detroit hotel room. This according to a medical examiner. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Men, if you're like me, you appreciate the feeling of a smooth, clean shave. But you're tired of paying $32 for new blades. Stop messing around with those generic razors and start shaving with Harry's for half the price. Harry's is so confident in the quality of their blades, they'll send you their most popular shave set, shaving cream, and post-shave balm for free when you cover shipping, a total value of $20. Just go to harrys.com now and enter code 1138 at checkout to redeem your shave set. That's harrys.com, code 1138.
When smart businesses need to grow their team, they do it on the site proven to deliver, Indeed.com. According to an independent study, Indeed delivers 5 times more hires than any other job site, more hires than the rest combined. And right now we're giving new users a $50